Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I am joined by Magog of Morscar. Big surprise.
Right.
This is actually a continuation of a stream that we just had on Magog's channel. So welcome back to everyone who participated in the previous stream. So I hope you'll enjoy this part too. And it's kind of pointless to ask how you doing at this point.
Yeah, we've already been streaming for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We're already.
So that question is kind of moot.
Yeah,
you're obviously doing awesome.
Yeah, because we're doing the Unprofessionals today.
Yeah, so I should be more unprofessional. I shouldn't try to do this radio voice shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Just fuck it. Fuck everything.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure that I have turned off my audio, and I have. I was too professional. I had turned off the audio, so we're not going to get any echoes. That's too bad.
No echoes.
All right, so we have a super chat from Tommy. How do I pronounce your name?
I called him Tommy the Russian.
Yeah, I remember that. I just knock it. I want to try, because he's being nice and he's supporting us. So I want to try, but that's as good as I can get. All right. Y'all are the only live stream I can tolerate beyond 15 minutes, and for that, I thank you all. Well, I thank you for supporting us.
Hey, wait, give us a little more time.
Yeah, exactly. He continues. I try my best to catch him. I ought to sell you ought to sell a print too. Might replace my Tony Randolph folk art. Well, Magog is kind of the graphic artist, so I kind of stick to making my t-shirts. Got a lot of t-shirts in my t-shirt store. That's as far as I go at the moment anyway.
The man has the t-shirts.
A lot of t-shirts, actually.
You do way more t-shirts than I do, man. Like I need to get on it.
That's just because I love the t-shirts myself. I put them up and then I can buy them for myself, basically. Because I need t-shirts. It's like a perishable item for me. Right. So I go through them and I need more, and you throw up a new design and it's like, okay, order a couple of those. That's nice to have your own sort of wardrobe.
But that's what I'm getting at, is I don't sit down and do enough designs. Like,
yeah.
I really need to get on that shit, because there's plenty of people out there that don't want to buy an art print, but they'd love a coffee mug or a t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah, especially t-shirts. Everyone needs a t-shirt. It's just what people wear.
Yeah. I'm going to get a t-shirt out. Says hashtag fake news.
Getting you horny.
I'm going to get a t-shirt out. Says hashtag fake news.
Fake news. You gotta be careful with that S there.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Fucking hell. What were we talking about before we took a pee break? Movies, right?
Exactly. Let me just respond to Ms. Murder here, who has a super chat. Magog got 5 on his stream, so that means Undoomed gets equal love. Thank you very much. That is so socialist of you.
All that love.
All that socialist love. I love you too. Thank you, Ms. Murder.
Thank you for spreading your love all over our faces.
All over our faces.
All over.
Very egalitarian of you.
I'm going to get even sexier. Today is the first official day. I tweeted this out today. Today is the first official day of my new diet. I am tired of living like a slob, eating fast food all the time. Part of that is because I plan on doing a much bigger show with a lot more action and Magog actually moving around and not just sitting behind a desk. So I want to look good for the camera. And so I'm on the road to dropping 80 pounds. That's my goal.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
80 pounds. Yes, I'm about.
What kind of diet are you going for?
It doesn't have a name. It's the don't eat junk anymore diet. How about that?
Well, I guess that works.
Like, seriously, I don't buy into all this, like, diets.
No.
Like,
I mean, but you have to have something. It's like, okay, you're counting calories.
Yeah, basically is all. I'm just watching my portions and I'm eating better foods instead of eating out all the time, eating fast food. And I've cut sodas and beer completely out because that's just like liquid sugar,
right?
And so just cutting sugary drinks out and watching my portions, I'll probably be fine. That's what I did last time and lost 60 pounds. So
right.
Well,
that's great.
So, yeah, I don't get into the whole, you got to eat kale and yogurt.
You still have to survive. If it's just too extreme, you're just going to fail. So that's good.
Right. Exactly.
I'm rooting for you.
Yeah. And, I want to look sexier than I already do. I've recognized the
fact. Is that possible?
I know, right? But I've recognized the fact that I live a very sedentary lifestyle since I'm a full-time YouTuber, and that has really affected me. And I gained more weight than I thought I did because I wear it well. I'm 6'3", for fuck's sake. So
right.
I never felt like I had gained that much weight. And then I got on the scale at the doctor's because I did my yearly checkup with the VA. You got to do it every year. Got to go in for a basic checkup, make sure you're not dead or dying. And I got on the scale and was like, nope, holy fuck, nope. I got to lose some weight. Not happy.
No, well, that's good. You're taking care of business. Awesome.
Yep. So basically, I'm pushing 300 pounds, and that I've never done that before. I've never gotten this big. So I want to lose 80 pounds, get back down to 220. That's about where I was in the military. And I've always felt like that's a good weight for me. And I'm not ashamed of my weight gain because it is just part of it just got away from me is all. You can't be ashamed of it. I'm not afraid to talk about it. I weigh close to 300 pounds right now, and I'm not happy about it. So I'm going to lose weight.
Yeah, well, that's what you do. You're not happy. You take care of the problem.
Yep, exactly.
So that's good. Anyway, a super chat from Scotty Borders. Glad I caught a stream. Been a long time sub to the both of you. What do you guys think of the Green New Deal Cortez is trying to defend and like about?
Go ahead and get that other super chat, and then we'll talk about that.
Right. Scotty Borders also said, oh, okay. I meant what she and her team lie about. That makes more sense.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
what do you think?
Oh God, where to start with the Green New Deal? Well, it's crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's really it's like kind of what we were talking about with the wall and border security.
Yeah,
it's that pie in the sky.
They're trying to steal the name of FDR's thing, right?
Right, the New Deal. Yeah.
The New Deal, just to give it a nice sort of ring. But that thing was just about, giving people off the streets, basically, because it was the Depression and shit.
Right.
This is something completely different. They're trying to do something for the environment. And there's a lot of people who wants to see that, of course, but it's a different thing. You shouldn't compare those two things. One is like getting people off the street, and one is a political thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So sure, yeah, I understand. There's a lot of people worried about that stuff.
Well, that's why they wrote in all this like diversity quotas and things like that into the Green New Deal. It's not just about climate change and the environment. It's also about equal pay for women.
Oh yeah. It's all the shit. All the
totally
shit
doesn't exist.
But why is it green in there, right? Because they know people are worried about that. So.
Right. Yeah. That's
it's like, it's green. Okay. So let's do all this feminism shit. What does that have to do with anything? How are these things connected? I don't get it. Well,
it's
nobody gets it.
the end of the world as we know it. It's always been that way.
So many fucking journalists writing about that. Like it actually is the end of the world.
Well, yeah, it has to be in order for them to sell it.
But
it's the same with Al Gore.
There is hyperbole, and then there's fucking hyperbole.
Yeah, but Al Gore did the same shit. I remember watching his fucking. They made us watch it in school. They made us watch his little documentary, and, and it was all about the Arctic ice caps melting and global warming and pollution and all that stuff. And I remember it. I remember him saying by, 2016, fucking half of America would be underwater. And I mean, I ain't saying it.
No, I'm not saying there's not something happening. I'm just saying, be reasonable. No one's being served by this end of the world shit.
No.
That's not something that human beings can even take in. You could say that there's a fucking asteroid coming in 2 weeks and people would be like, I don't know, maybe not.
We'll be all right.
Yeah. That's not something human beings can process.
Right.
It's pointless.
No, it's don't get me wrong. I'm not a climate change denier.
No, I'm not.
I am a left-wing radical idiot denier, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, deny those fuckers. Jesus
yeah, and everybody knows, and Ocasio-Cortez is right. Everybody knows that the only way to stop climate change is to pay women equally.
That will solve everything. That will just solve all the problems. If we just paid women the same, like we're obviously not doing right now,
right?
Then the climate change, he would see that and be all happy and be like, I'm going away now.
I really hate this, like, climate changes the patriarchy point of view. I really do. Like, I mean, don't give me like, okay, equal pay is already enshrined in law. Now, that's not saying there aren't some businesses out there that still run their business like a boys' club, and women have a hard time moving up the corporate ladder or whatever. That kind of stuff does happen. But that's also why, these lawsuits exist and stuff too. It's already illegal to pay somebody a lower amount based on race and fucking gender and religion.
Yeah, that's why we have those laws. Yep. Fucking use them. Fucking sue those assholes. That's an easy. I mean, if that happens to you, that's great. Now you get to sue people for all they've got. Right?
See, I'm tired of hearing that this is like a man's problem. It's not. We done passed the laws. Now, women, you got to step up, start suing motherfuckers.
You got to sue them fuckers good. So
I'm really getting tired of this shit.
You have the power. You can be set for life if that happens to you.
And then there was the part of the new Green Deal where she was talking about how farting cows and airplanes have to go in the next 10 years.
I would really like to have heard the actual sentence there.
Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't exactly worded with farting cows, obviously. They were talking about emissions, right? And they were talking about how to get to. They were talking about not getting to. This is some left-leaning people's argument on Twitter, because I got into it with Sophane on Twitter about the Green New Deal.
Okay.
And he hated my counter argument, but he was like, it's literally spelled out. He's just talking about a net zero, not zero emissions, but a net zero. But the way it was worded was, okay, they didn't say. They said they recognized that it would be impossible to get rid of emissions from cows and airplanes in 10 years. But the way that's worded, it's basically like, they said we can't get rid of farting cows and planes in 10 years. So we're shooting for a net zero, not a zero emissions plan. That's like them saying we can't get rid of Jews in 10 years. So we're shooting for like a net zero. And when I did that to Fane, his only response was weak fucking sauce. That's all he said, because he knew that I replaced what they were talking about with Jew on purpose to make him think about it. Because he was trying to make the argument that they're only talking about reaching a net zero of these things in 10 years, not getting rid of cows altogether, not getting rid of planes altogether. But if you replace cows and planes with Jews, sure shit sounds like they recognize they can't get rid of Jews in 10 years, but they still want to get rid of Jews. And Sophie didn't like that. God bless him. I love him. He's a good friend of mine. We argue on Twitter, but in reality, he's a cool dude. But so I don't want anybody to think negatively about Sophie over there poisoning the well. But his argument that they weren't trying to get rid of farting cows and planes just fell apart when you actually took the actual quote and just replaced farting cows and planes with something else. Then it's a critical thinking exercise. People do it all the time.
So, but what do they want? Like net zero? You mean no?
Okay, now
no
that's the other big.
Or?
That's the other big hang up about this. People are misunderstanding what net zero compared to zero means.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in economy, not economics, sorry, in environmentalism, net zero means something very specific. When you're talking about climate and energy, net zero means usually only pertains to buildings.
Okay,
so if you were to build a house and you wanted to get to that house to be a net zero emissions or energy saving, you'd build a house with modern day, like economic windows so that heat doesn't leak. Basically what net zero, zero emissions means getting rid of all emissions, period, down to zero. Net zero means the amount of power it takes, the amount of energy that the building uses equals out to the amount of energy it consumes or releases to the environment. That's what net zero means. So whatever it's consuming equals out to what it's pumping out as well. And that's usually pertains to buildings, not people or cows or airplanes. There's really no way to make airplanes more economically efficient to reach a net zero emissions without inventing some science fiction technology that'll get rid of jet fuel.
Well, I mean, the technology then would be to make electric airplanes. And then have nuclear power plants to power them.
Right. Because that's a net zero,
Yeah, that sure get rid of the emissions, but they don't want to do that.
No, of course not. And so people are misunderstanding, especially with some of the people I've argued with on Twitter about the Green New Deal. People are misunderstanding the difference between zero emissions and net zero. They're trying to argue from the position that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the new Green Deal is coming from the position of getting to a net zero emissions, not a zero emissions. But they sure as shit write a lot of stuff that sounds like they just want to get rid of shit to get down to zero emissions.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Like replacing all air travel with electromagnetic trains because they don't pump out any pollution whatsoever. They're fucking, mag rail trains.
Yeah, but they still need a nuclear power plant or something. Or, you could fucking fire them up with coal plants if you want to, but I'm sure I don't think you want to.
But even nuclear power plants have to still burn a certain amount of coal.
Okay, but that's negligible.
It's negligible compared to full-on coal plants. There's no way to get to zero emissions completely. There's always going to be something that human beings do that does something to the environment.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm sure we could get to the point where we're actually below the threshold if we had all nuclear power plants. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course. And newer technology, definitely. I do not like the fact that our working power plants in this country, because of environmentalism against nuclear power plants, they haven't updated the technology since the 70s. Most of the nuclear power plants running right now are still running off of the 70s technology. It might be time to update.
Yeah, we didn't even have Pac-Man back then. Jesus.
Right, exactly.
So anyway, let me do some super chats here.
All right.
Tommy Nakep, I guess you didn't really complain about my pronunciation there, so I guess that's what it is. Says, city folk were the only ones back then that were oppressed, while rural folks took care of themselves. Right, we're talking. Oh, okay, that was back with the Depression, right?
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, if you have a farm, and you're living off of that, I guess you're not really that concerned with with the ups and downs.
It was hard, but that was the Depression. It was hard for everyone.
On the other hand, they had the Dust Bowl. So.
The Dust Bowl, yeah.
And Miss Murder says, there, no more socialism for me. Lol, Undoomed gets more love. Sorry, Magog.
It's okay.
I love you, Miss Murder.
Just
checkmate.
Just get more of that love on his face, not mine.
Yeah, such a whore. Okay, so Scotty Borders says the theory is GND, is that like net
Green New Deal?
Fucking hell, I hate fucking acronyms. Anyway, the Green New Deal is so the Dems can't get a hand on. Is so the Dems can get a hand in the government through the proposal and implement smaller bills to push democratic policies sneakily.
Yeah, they do that all. The politicians on both sides do that all the time.
Yeah,
they'll put up a bill for like, let's reform. I guess in America, and then they'll attach like an oil bill to it.
I guess it's kind of like shifting the Overton window a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing, like just an inch. Let's just go an inch.
But the worst part of the Green New Deal sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like an inch a month is still gaining some distance after a while.
Yeah, that'll be a mile before you know it.
Yeah,
no, for sure. Now, the biggest criticism of the Green New Deal is when, and this wasn't in the actual bill because it's not even written as a bill. It's a non-binding resolution, so it's not a bill.
Mm-hmm.
But on the fact page, the frequently asked questions page that AOC put up on her official website, mentioned one of the things that she mentioned in that, because the frequently asked questions page is kind of breaking down what they want to do into layman's terms so people understand it. That's all that is.
Right.
So you can't sit there and make the argument that the FAQ is not the bill. It is. It's what they literally want to do. Mm-hmm. They're just explaining it in layman's terms. And one of the things on it was economic resources for people unable and unwilling to work.
Oh, hold on. Hold up. Unwilling.
Yes.
That's a big difference. That's a big fucking difference. That is a
direct quote. That is not hyperbole. That is a direct quote. They literally put unwilling to work.
Okay. Jesus Christ, these people. I mean, I understand and I agree that there are people that are unable to work, and it would be uncivilized to put them out in the street to starve to death.
Yes.
But, unwilling, everyone's fucking unwilling to work. Who the fuck wants to work if they could just get away with it?
Yeah,
I mean, there are a few people who really enjoy it, but most people fucking go into their, dead end fucking stiff job doing some bullshit like fucking Fight Club kind of work. What the fuck are they? What the fuck are they doing? If they could get away with not working, they wouldn't.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's where. Now, this is going to surprise some people, and I might as well just bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Andrew Yang, a Democrat who is running for president, he's I think he's of Korean descent or Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
He's Asian.
Right.
He actually has me a little on the fence about universal basic income.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know a lot more right-leaning and even some center-leaning people in the chat right now are probably going to explode. Their heads are going to go pow, because when you start talking about universal basic income, you start getting that scary socialism in your head, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think that universal basic income is a socialist idea.
No, it isn't. It's actually a right-wing idea from the beginning.
Yeah, and the reason that he has me on the fence, I'm not 100% sold on it because somebody still has to justify paying for it. But the reason it's on the fence is is because he had the numbers to back it up. He wasn't just like, everybody should get money, right? And then just tax the rich 70%.
But there's a difference between that and what Cortez said, because she said pay the unwilling, and he's saying, okay, if we just pay everyone, there's a difference there, and there's an economic difference between that and how that works out in macroeconomics.
Like I said, I'm on the fence about it. I'm not completely sold one way or the other. He put me back on the fence. Now, originally I was like, that sounds like socialism. Fuck that.
Yeah, of course.
It is when you tax the rich like 70%, they take their business to other countries. They're like, fuck you. And then your economy crashes. However, I think the more right-leaning view on UBI has a little bit more credence behind it, credibility behind it, not credence.
Right.
And it comes from a genuine hate of the incredibly bloated and corrupt welfare state.
Right.
Think about this. If it costs $4 trillion a year to do unemployment, welfare, food stamps, all that shit, if we took that money and completely got rid of those crap programs and just gave everybody $1,000 a month to spend on whatever they want, that's when he put me back on the fence. I'll say, get rid of all that shit and just give us some money.
Yeah, and the point with that is that it would actually save money, because it wouldn't be $4 trillion; it would be like $2 trillion to do it.
Right, and it's like the other argument is too that even if the corporations pay higher taxes on the top end, they get a lot of that money back on the bottom end because people have more money to put back in the economy. They're buying things.
Yeah.
They're buying things again.
Of course,
and it's not a living wage too. Now that's where other countries have gone wrong with UBI, is that they started paying their citizens like $2,500 a month. A lot of people could just live off of that. So they weren't looking for work, and unemployment went up to like 20%, like in Finland, and it failed.
Right.
Never give anybody that amount of money. But the way I see
it's an interesting idea. It really is, and I'm not sure I want our country to be the test subject, but I sure would be interested to see when someone actually tries it.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm not convinced. I'm just on the fence, because if it's implemented correctly, and we're just moving the taxes we're already paying for these bloated, corrupt systems into that system, that's better, in my opinion, because people can choose what to spend the money on. Yeah. They don't have to go get food stamps, fill out paperwork, go through all the red tape and bureaucracy.
Like I said, I would never approve of that being, or of us being the test subject for that.
Right. So
I hope someone does at some point.
Yeah. Let me make this abundantly clear so nobody misunderstands me. I am definitely not for universal basic income at the expense of taxing wealthy people. I'm not. I'm not 100% no.
No. It's just an interesting concept, and I'd like to see someone try it. So Finland or whatever, try it again.
They did try it, and it failed.
I've never heard of Finland. Is that really true?
Yeah, they tried.
I thought it was Switzerland. I know that Switzerland tried.
I thought it was Finland. It could be Switzerland. Don't quote me on that.
I know that Switzerland tried to implement it, but they were voted down, so it never happened. But those guys that's why Finland was in my head. Those guys are more right wing than we are, because you're not even allowed to not own a gun.
And it was probably Switzerland or Sweden, one of those two. The reason Finland was in my head is probably because I read that recently.
I don't know. I'm sure maybe Chad can correct us on that. Let us know. I'm just going to do a super chat here from Rumpley Depew. I have no idea if I pronounced that right either, but there you are. This room is better than Magog's. It doesn't smell like sweaty balls. Love listening to both of you. Well, that's why, I don't go around rubbing my balls on everything. I rub my dick on everything instead. It smells much nicer. I keep an extremely clean penis.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just on the fence. If somebody is pro UBI, you just have to sell me on how we pay for it. Like, I'm not a closed-minded asshole. If you want to give me, $500 a month as like some sort of stimulus package, like an economic, because the way he kind of explained it is like, we're all American citizens. America is our corporation.
Mm-hmm.
We, as American citizens, hold shares in the future of that corporation, so we should get paid dividends. That's the way he kind of sees it. Now,
Right.
a lot of people would argue that's what the welfare system is. That's what the unemployment is. That's what Social Security is. If you want to get rid of all that bureaucratic nonsense and just give me money, fine. As long as taxes don't go up.
Obviously, the problem with that is that it costs so much money to do it. So I understand the argument where it comes from. Like, just get rid of the whole thing. Just slash the total profit down the middle and just spend it on equally among the population. It is a fascinating idea.
Right. It's fun to play with mathematically and in your head, which is why I'm on the fence. But once again, the reason I'm on the fence, but probably not moving, is because I seriously doubt anybody out there can sell me on how to properly pay for it.
I'm not sure that's the point. I think it's more of an ideological thing, though. It's just
there's the idea that some people won't work because, let's say some kid decides to stay at home till he's 30. He could probably live off $1,000 because his parents are paying all the bills.
Yeah, but that still happens. So I'm not sure that really matters. I don't think it's a bad idea in principle. It's just, it's just never going to happen in any time soon because it's going to take a massive shift, like generational shift for that even to be considered.
Yeah, universal basic income isn't inherently a bad idea.
I'm just looking at it from the perspective, like, we are going to have to think about these things because things that I couldn't even imagine when I was a kid are getting automated. Like, who the fuck thought that like people in stores would go out of business? Like, actually, there are no fucking cash registers
let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. This is cool. You're gonna I don't know if you think this is cool or not, but this is totally in line with what you're talking about.
Okay.
Walmart is based in Arkansas. Bentonville, Arkansas. It's the headquarters of Walmart. And they have built a Walmart store there to test a new system.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think this is the system that's going to be in place in most retail outlet and grocery stores in a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this Walmart, you can walk into if you have the app on your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You type in your credit card, your PayPal, however you want to buy things, right? This fucking store has no cashiers. It doesn't even have checkout lanes. It doesn't even have self-checkout lanes. Right. You literally walk in, fill your fucking thing up with fucking food or whatever you want to buy. You just throw it in your buggy and you walk out of the store. And as you walk out the store, it scans everything in your buggy and charges it to your phone.
Right.
You walk in and walk out with the shit. Like, holy fuck,
I mean, it's not even a question. That is the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's not a question. And
basically, the only
store clerks are fucked. They're all going away.
Yeah,
and
low end jobs are going to go away.
And maybe that you maybe could have imagined that, but you kind of couldn't imagine that we'd be fucking talking to artificial intelligences when you were a kid. I couldn't imagine that anything intellectual was going to be taken over by computers. That's the way it is. Everything has gone away. All jobs are going away. It doesn't matter what it is. You can say however complicated the fucking thing is, a machine could never do that. Just wait a minute. just give it 5 years. It's kind of like the weather. Just wait 5 minutes.
Rumply Deepu in the chat for the save says, Southern word alert, buggy equals shopping cart. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the save. A lot of people are like, buggy? What? Yeah, in the South, we call shopping carts buggies.
Yeah, I got it from the context.
Right. But the idea of universal basic income, I'll probably always be on the fence about because there are pros and there are cons. I just don't know how we pay for it, even getting rid of welfare and unemployment and everything like that. Pinoid sent me a nice little screenshot of the numbers of how much we fucking spend on welfare and and stuff like that. And looking at these numbers, I still don't know how we can pay for UBI. You know.
Okay, how much did we spend on welfare?
Well, welfare alone in billions is 347.9.
Okay.
That's in billions, not trillions, obviously, because that'd be way too much.
Yeah.
So that's not even that's a little over $250 billion on just welfare.
Okay.
That doesn't even come close to being able to give everybody $1,000 a month.
I'm not that good with math in my head.
Right.
What would that be divided by our 300 million?
Well, if you were to give every single American citizen $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you're not going to give every single citizen of America $1,000 a year because some citizens are underage. They're not going to collect that until they turn 18. And then there's a lot of the population that are illegal immigrants. They would not qualify. You have to be a citizen of the United States. So let's just say if we take out kids just for this year, let's say it was already implemented and we're talking 2019 numbers here, to give every single American of voting age, who is an American citizen, $12,000 in 2019. Let's just say that's what? 280 million people? So time.
I don't know. I mean,
we'll just go there. It's just a fun exercise. Let's say 280 million people times 12,000 is, that's a lot of zeros. 1,000, 100,000, million, trillion. No, that's billion. So yeah, it'd be $3.36 trillion to give everybody $12,000 this year. Well, to give 280 million citizens that amount. And that's just guesswork. I don't know how many are actual voting age or whatever. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of money.
That it is, of course. And especially compared to if it was only, what was it, 200 billion something for the
347 billion.
347, right. Yeah. So it's basically 10 times.
However, a lot of that,
roughly,
if you do the math, though, a lot of that is it's all about like economic math. A lot of that would come back to us almost instantly because people would have extra money to spend on the economy. That's taxable income. So you got like sales tax, corporation taxes, things like that. So if you give out $3.3 trillion to American citizens, but they put $2 trillion back into the economy because everybody's got extra money to spend. They're paying off their cars. They're buying groceries. They're out spending money. They're going on vacations, things like that. That's all taxable income coming back into the government to help justify paying for that. But you would still have to completely cut out welfare, unemployment, and Social Security.
Okay, so how about this? We tax workers a lot, but we don't tax robots. How about that?
Well, that's why there's a big discussion about UBI right now, is how do we take care of people when their jobs get replaced with automation? And that was Andrew Yang's big argument on the Joe Rogan podcast the other day. And I listened to it. And he has some interesting perspectives, but I don't think he's 100% right. Like, he really focused on truck drivers because truck driving will be automated soon.
Yeah.
Like, they figured out how these self-driving trucks, because self-driving trucks, you don't have to rest. People don't have to stop and sleep every 12 hours because you're not allowed to drive more than 12 hours if you're a trucker.
Yeah.
That automated trucks can just go.
It's going to happen. No question about it.
Right. But because Joe Rogan was never a trucker, he never knew the lifestyle. And he never knew what it was like to drive a truck. So he didn't ask Andrew Yang the hard questions. And Andrew Yang was never a truck driver too. He says he's gone out with truck drivers and talked with them and sat down with them and tried to learn their life and how things would be affected if they get replaced by automated trucks. But honestly, I just don't see trucking as a good example of automation replacing jobs, because you can never fully take out the human element into trucking. Because I can see automated trucks moving from hub to hub across the interstate. It's a straight shot. The computer can navigate. Somebody can beam into it like a drone if there's a problem. Somebody can drive it like a video game if there's traffic or whatever, and the computer system flags it and needs a human operator.
It won't need that.
Right.
Give it a couple of years. It will drive much better than a human being ever can.
Yeah, but they've only gotten it up to like 98% efficiency. That's still 2% of trucks that are like running into the backs of other cars and like flying off the road.
There's no need to be a troglodyte. I mean, it's going to happen. They're going to be much better.
But what I'm trying to tell you is though, that works totally like I said, in between hubs. Like running on the interstate, we'll have lines and lines of automatic trucks fucking driving. I have no doubt that future will exist. However, what happens when you take the stuff from the hub to the individual stores? That you need human elements when you're driving through towns, cities, dark country roads.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No,
you're not a trucker. You're not a trucker. You don't know what it's like. Okay, how the fuck is a computer gonna know when to, like, how every store it stops at, how the layout for their docking bay is? Like, have you ever driven a truck and
it doesn't? The point it doesn't matter because AI is going to be much smarter than us.
Maybe one day, but I don't see that happening in a short enough time to justify getting rid of 3 million trucker jobs in the next 10 years.
No, it's not going to happen. Right? They're not going to.
Andrew Yang doesn't know that stuff.
They're not going to fire everyone overnight, but it will happen. It will gradually, slowly happen, and they will drive with perfect efficiency records.
I'm sure that one day that will happen, but as it stands right now, I was a trucker. Have you ever tried delivering to like different Dollar Generals? Their parking lots are all different. They don't even have loading.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. It matters very much.
No, it doesn't matter. They will figure out if they can fucking figure out AIs that can fool people when they call and talk to people and have a conversation. They can figure that shit out.
Yeah, but that's different than driving a big ass truck around traffic.
I think that is much simpler. That's just a physics problem.
Yeah, and they're not there yet. Like I said.
No, but I don't know why you're being such a troglodyte about that. Like,
I'm not. I'm pointing out a very, very, like, even airplanes these days can land themselves, take off by themselves, fly themselves.
Yeah.
But they still need a pilot in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, because that's the way they're designed.
So these 3 million trucker jobs, they might just become like video games where these guys can just sit at home and be like, okay, you got a truck in trouble, hit a button, and they're inside of it on a video game.
That's not going to happen because, it's going to be way too much. Every car is going to be automated. Every truck, every car.
You're thinking way far down the future. I'm talking about in the next
I don't think you realize how fast this is going.
Yeah, but not in a decade, not in the next 10 years.
No, not in a decade, but it'll start in this decade.
Stay with the conversation, though. We're talking about within a decade because that's when Andrew Yang said we'd start losing these trucker jobs.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Stop thinking about 2132, man. Okay.
I'm thinking like it will start happening within this decade.
Of course.
It won't be like. If we go 10 years from now, it's not going to be like all truckers are gone. It's just that they're going to like really start feeling the hurt.
Yeah, you have to account for different angles of turns, different loading dock heights, different parking lot layouts. They haven't got there yet. I've already looked it up. That's why I'm arguing with you. Because you're just wrong. They haven't got there yet. The programming doesn't recognize it.
They can go
from one hub to another.
There are still fucking automated cars running into other cars. They're not perfect, but I'm just saying they're going to get there.
One of these days we will have like an automated road system where every car is automated, including trucks.
I predict that within 10 years we'll have cars that have better driving records than any human being.
Probably.
That's my prediction, but
that's because
that doesn't mean that all humans will be gone from driving.
Right. But we're staying in the context of the argument for UBI. Like these people are going to be losing their jobs to automation. We've already seen like Amazon's Amazon's packaging warehouses, they've gotten rid of forklift drivers completely because they have robots that'll pick up the pallets and take them to the picking area. And they still have to have humans pick the actual items out, but they've gotten rid of forklift drivers by having these robots that pick up these huge stacks of stuff and just move it to the picking area. That's going to happen, but we're not going to just completely get rid of 3 million truck drivers in the next 10 years. It's not going to happen. You still need a human element.
No, but that's
for a lot of truck driving, you need a human element. Trust me, I was a trucker.
For now.
Yeah. Now, you want to talk about 2180? Fine. Yeah, we'll probably all have androids. But until then,
I don't think it's that long.
I was
right. I get it. But
being hyperbolic, of course.
He's wrong about saying that it's going to be within 10 years. So I'll agree with you on that. That's too soon.
Yeah. So universal basic income, his idea is to give these people money because eventually they will be out of a job, and having some money is better than having none. And people can take the time to retrain or get different jobs or whatever. But I still don't see how we pay for it because, like, the math is there if you take into account cutting pretty much a lot of fat off of other programs. And he never really necessarily talked about that either. How can we have universal basic income and have employment and have welfare and have Social Security?
No, you can't have both, obviously.
Yeah, you can't have all of that stuff.
No, you cannot. That's the whole point. Otherwise, it's pointless. You cannot have welfare and universal income. That defeats the whole purpose of it. You're supposed to just get rid of everything.
Yeah. So, it's an interesting conversation simply because automation is happening. We've seen it.
Yeah.
The McDonald's down the road from me just got the new kiosks in where you can just walk in and go boop, 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 and then just wait there. And some human being will bring you your food.
Sorry, some what?
Some human being will bring you your food.
Oh, man. Okay.
You don't have to interact with them. They don't have androids bringing you your food, but you can order yourself. Subway has it too. I went through a drive-through at Subway and I hit buttons on a touch screen and then pulled up to the window and they gave me my fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
I even paid for it at the thing. So all I had to do was pull up to the window.
And we human beings, we're such idiots that we're like going there like, oh, that's nice. I don't have to fucking meet people.
Yeah. I mean, like, I remember when the first self-checkouts hit Walmart back when I was like a teenager, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going in there and I had a couple items. And I was walking and I was standing in line, or I went up to the self-checkouts and I stood there and I was like, where's the lady? Where's the cashier? I don't work for Walmart. I wasn't expecting to have to do your job when I came here. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm standing here and I'm going, and I waited about 10 minutes and go, well, I guess they don't want my money. And I just started walking out. And then, of course, they stopped me.
Oh, then they stopped you. Then they had someone.
They were like, sir, you have to actually scan your items and then push the buttons and then pay for it. And I'm like, that's somebody's job. I don't work for you. You're supposed to serve me.
Right.
But that's completely gone away. That mental thinking. Like when that first came out, it just boggled my mind. Why would anybody want to do this work for themselves? There's supposed to be people to do that work for you. And now I just go to Walmart. I got 5 items. I'm going to self-checkout. Boop, 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 boop. It's quicker.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah. I mean, it's, anything to get out of the fucking line.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'd love if they had that thing that you could just drive the whole fucking shopping cart through and it scanned everything. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So all that stuff's happening. Automation is happening. So other people, like these lower paying jobs that you get when you're a teenager, like flipping burgers and stuff, that's all going to be gone away. So we are going to have to replace the education system. I think we should be teaching.
I'm trying to think of some job that you can't replace, and it's hard.
Eventually it'll be a lot of things. It's hard to predict where our society will go. I mean, obviously, automation can't replace creative jobs.
Sure, they can.
Yes,
they can. Yes, they can.
No, it can't.
Yes, they can.
No, writing scripts and stuff, that's a human thing. That's an emotion thing.
No, it's not. No.
It is.
No, that'll be fairly soon, I think. So no. That's definitely not something that is irreplaceable.
Now, there's still a lot that I think that even if it could be replaced, it won't replace it. There's no point, you know? Nobody wants to go to a computer and be like, okay, print out me a script for the next episode of this show so we can go ahead and shoot it. You're still going to need human actors. You're still going to need people who design.
Why? Why would you need that?
Nobody wants to live in a robot nation. Nobody wants everything to be automated.
Yeah, but it's as long as we keep taxing work, that's what's going to happen. Obviously,
maybe
if you can make the biggest hit movie and they're all CGI, why not? Why would you? Why would you want to pay Arnold Schwarzenegger $100 million? Fuck off. No, of course they're going to do that if they can.
Yeah, but you're still going to need, even if it goes that far, you're still going to need voice actors to do the voice work.
No, you don't. That's easy. That's only like 10 years away.
Yeah, I just don't see it. And it's not that it's not possible.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying nobody wants to live in that world. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, but it creeps up on you. It doesn't matter if you want to live on it.
I think automation is the reason. It's got to be economically viable. That's the thing. See, automation is replacing a lot of these jobs because it is cheaper for the companies to implement automation for certain things than other things. But you're still going to need like physical security to stop other human beings from doing things.
Hello,
you're still going to need a manager. You're still going to need human elements for almost everything. And you're going to need people to fix the robots when they break down. You're going to need a lot of that too.
No, I don't. I don't agree at all. I don't think that that.
Yeah, but you're giving no reason to justify it. You're not giving any realistic.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something that is actually irreplaceable with human beings, and I can't find anything. It's like fixing another robot. Obviously, that would be simple. You could design a robot to fix another robot because a robot is a known quantity. It's very specific. Of course, you can get another robot to fix another robot.
Yeah, but what happens when the fixing robot breaks down?
You have another one to fix that. That's
what happens when that one breaks down?
That's not an argument.
Well, I'm asking. I'm not making an argument. I'm asking you questions.
That's a circular argument.
No, I'm trying to get you to justify your position. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So, like, what about? Like, are you talking about so far in the future that we have like functioning androids that function like human beings?
I don't know if a robot or an android would function like a human being, but it could probably be designed to do so if we wanted it to. I'm not sure.
I'm only asking because you have a lot of physical labor jobs that, like.
Oh, yeah. For labor, it certainly would. Yes.
So you got like, you call your electrician or your plumber. And
I think I think a robot could pretty much do anything except maybe be a sex robot. That's like the thing that it could never be.
No, those definitely already exist.
Yeah, but they will. Nobody would want that. Like I would. It's just that's the only thing I can ever think of. You can never have robot prostitutes. That's the only thing I can think of. You cannot ever replace.
Well, that's because a lot of people would still want the real thing.
Yeah, because there's a psychological thing. It's like, yeah, there are fucking AIs that are like, the sex chat AIs. Who the fuck gets off on that? The thing is to interact with another human being, to know that there's another human being at the other end talking back with you. If you're talking to a fucking program, that's not going to get your dick hard.
Yeah, I think you're coming at this in a very unique perspective because I still can't imagine a world without human interaction and human beings.
Yeah, but there'll still be human interaction.
Even though automation will get rid of a lot of jobs, I'm still not seeing a world where automation does everything, and we're just all sitting in chairs like that movie Wall-E.
Mm-hmm.
Where we just have like everything is pampering us and we don't even have to move and our bones eventually dissolve and we're just big blobs of flesh. I don't see that future personally.
No, that's the dystopian future, obviously. But maybe Star Trek is right.
Well, we could very well get to a point in our society where, because we have such amazing technology, where there is no starvation, there is no poor or rich, because everybody has everything they need. They have replicators that
Right.
just all replicators do is just like redo the atoms to make whatever needs to be made. But we're not anywhere close to that. So it's kind of just it's more of an exercise in philosophy at this point.
It is, but I still can't figure out any other position except for sex that a robot can't do better in the future.
You got to understand that I'm not saying that what you're saying is impossible. I'm just saying I don't imagine the future being that overrun with automated machines to the point to where we're just doing nothing. I still think that there's always going to be things that people prefer to do, even if a robot can do it.
Yeah, but it is not about what people prefer. It's about what's cheaper, and it's obviously cheaper to have a robot do it.
Indefinitely in certain industries, of course, that's what we're talking about. But
in
my mind, I'm talking about like burger flippers and basic maintenance robots and things like that. But I've never considered robots trying to paint masterpieces of artwork or design, or write movie scripts and, things that take human emotion and human interaction to create. I've never want to live in that fucking world. That's boring.
Well, I'm sure that there will be, pursuits in art by human beings still.
We just have to balance.
I don't think the commercial art will be that thing, though. I think movies will probably be all CG.
I think we'll get to a point where it's more like Futurama. People still have to do stuff, but at the end of the day, there's also robots doing shit, and it's just like a blended society of different things.
Well, that's sort of that's sort of the nice way of looking at it, but.
I think we're getting way off track.
I don't believe it, though.
I think we're getting way off track, though. I think look, I'm looking at the chat and people are going nuts.
What, you don't like our fucking philosophical discussions?
Yeah, people are not happy with different philosophical discussions about robots taking things over. It's okay.
That's fucking picky.
Yeah, I have fun with discussions like that. I just it's all about how you kind of see reality and stuff. Like I'm not like, despite what I said about being on the fence about UBI, I am also a realist, and I just realistically don't see a way to pay for it. So the reason I say I'm on the fence is because I recognize the philosophy behind it.
Yeah.
Because we will eventually have to get to a point where one day so many automated jobs are out there that human beings basically are just, we gotta have a living made for us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, that could be the thing is that could be just, it could be both heaven and hell, depending on where we take it. So maybe the thing that we really should keep to ourselves is decision making. But looking at SJWs, I'm not optimistic. We're probably gonna turn that over to AIs too.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to have human being politicians. They're going to try to give that to AIs. But yeah, maybe we should talk about movies.
All of this stemmed from a single super chat about the new Green Deal.
Holy shit! It's your fault. Well, not your fault.
Yeah. It's I think it's going to happen. Whether or not it needs to happen is the question. In my opinion, I don't think it needs to happen. I think people like to work. I think people's mental happiness comes from working.
Yep.
And that's why that's another con against universal basic income. I don't see the point in just giving everybody money that they can actually live off of. But if you want to give us an economic stimulus package every now and again, I'm not going to say no to the little extra tax breaks or something. That's already happened before.
It's such a complex question that you can come at it from every direction and find good arguments for every part of it from any direction. It's really tough.
Sure, and that's why it's a discussion. I'm not an expert on universal basic income.
I do agree that a lot of people would probably self-destruct without any purpose.
Yeah.
Probably most people, actually.
Yeah.
If they didn't have that one thing that they knew they were good at, or they could go up in the morning and just go and do something that they knew helped someone or whatever it is, they'd probably self-destruct.
Yeah, because not everybody can also, like, you can't think of these types of situations from just your point of view, because you have a certain basis on how you live your life. Mm-hmm. You can't automatically apply that to everybody else's life. You can't sit there and say everybody should live life the way I do.
No, of course not.
And that's where it gets, complicated. There's a ton of people who are not going to be happy they lose their job to automation.
Of course.
But that doesn't mean they're just going to give up on life. They're going to find other things to do, or they're going to sue, or they're going to fucking protest, or they're going to get retrained and do other jobs. There's all kinds of different reactions people will have to that.
Yeah. A lot of people do that, and some of them will self-destruct.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Sure. I like, because human nature has taught me that people like to compete. People like to work. I just don't see the utopian socialist society that AOC's, people like Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders are trying to fucking sell us. It's a dream world that does not take into account human nature. They just think that we'll live in this wonderful utopian society where everybody is assigned jobs and assigned a living and assigned everybody's equal and everybody gets the same amount and everybody's singing Kumbaya around the campfire.
That's the fucking Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm. And that's just, in my opinion, that's just not a reality.
No, it's not. I'm sure a lot of things can happen, but the United States turning into the Soviet Union, not in my lifetime.
I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but I definitely don't want to be alive if it does. I don't want to, I don't want to be around.
I'm not saying it couldn't happen in 100 years, but not within my lifetime.
Hopefully not.
That would take a generational shift. If they keep pushing socialism for 50 years, and maybe. Hopefully, I'll be dead by then.
You're right. But, it's just a fun topic. People watching right now, listening right now, I know we've kind of ignored the chat because we were going back and forth, but don't get too overly triggered. That's the point of this podcast. We just talk about different things.
Yeah,
doesn't mean our minds can't be changed. Doesn't mean we're like hardcore set on anything.
No,
we're just talking. We're philosophizing.
I don't think anyone, either one of us, has a fixed position on this. We're just bouncing ideas, and no one's getting triggered by that.
Well, that's the reason that's the reason why I get along with you so well, is because sometimes when I'm talking to you, that what I'm saying, I don't actually believe. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Right.
Just to make the conversation interesting.
Yeah, and it's, what is it called? Like, fuck, I forgot the term. Kind of like conversational tennis. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to go back and forth. Why are people screaming to invite Pinoid on? I guess Pinoid is he really wants to say something about what we're talking about. This is not my channel, so I can't speak to that. But
I have no idea. I haven't seen the chat. What's going on?
Pinoid wants to talk. He wants us to throw him a link.
Okay. Do you know this person?
Yeah, I've talked to him before on Doc's channel.
Okay. Do you want me to do it, or what are you talking about?
Oh, it's up to you. Do you want to bring a third person on and see what they have to think about our little discussion, or do you want to just keep going? It's up to you. It's your channel, man. I've done,
No, I'm leaving this one up to you because I don't know the person. So if you want to bring him in, then you do it.
Yeah, but I have to make sure it's cool with you because it's your channel.
It's fine if you think he's a good dude.
Yeah. Okay. How about this? We'll practice some democracy. Everybody type 1 in the chat if you want us to bring Pinoid on and hear his argument, or if you want to just type 2 if you just want us to keep going talking about whatever. Just me and Undoomed.
Democracy in progress. There you go.
Yep. Let's see how many 1s and 2s are in the chat there.
Yep.
It's voting time.
Voting time. Vote now. We're getting some 1s here. Looking good for you.
Yeah. When in doubt, ask the chat what shit show they want to listen to.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I don't know what that is.
Let's see. Let's see now. Pinoid, I'm seeing a lot of 1s here.
Yeah, it's looking good. There's a 1 and 2. He's bisexual. 1.5. All right, so I guess you don't care.
There's always a centrist. There's always a centrist.
Fucking centrist.
Goddamn centrists. All right, we'll send him the link. He'll come in for a little bit. He don't get all animosity.
Yep. Yeah.
Bring that animosity, Pinoid.
You get 15 minutes.
Undoomed has control. He can't kick you out.
I have the master control.
I have sent him the link. See what he has to say. See what he wants to talk about.
Yep. See what all the hubbub's about. Did you read the chat or?
Yeah. I sent him the link.
You know what the hubbub's about.
Yeah, I always try to pay attention to the chat, even if I can't say
I try to, but I'm really bad at doing 2 things at once. I'm sort of male that way.
Right. And there he is. Pinoid has joined the stream.
Magog, Undoomed, thank you for inviting me on. It's appreciated.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, gangster?
Oh, it's the game.
Man, listen. I made 2 videos on this. I ended up in a YouTube beef over my second one. Look. All right, here's the thing. First off, that thing that I sent you, Magog, right? That's it was a GSA breakdown of all of our federal spending over the past year. And believe it or not, the year before that, it was a little bit less. And the year before that was a little bit less. And like every year, these numbers are getting more and more ridiculous. But our top 3 spending items are Social Security, Medicaid, and education. And none of them are going to get cut out when he hands out UBI. And on UBI, wants to hand out Medicare for all as well, which is another 3.5 trillion.
Right. And
right.
I do believe I said that.
3.5 trillion. That's a nice number, isn't it?
I do believe I brought that up, that there's just no way to pay for UBI without cutting like every single fucking program.
Yeah.
Like I did say that.
Well, I'm saying with the UBI, they want to add in Medicare for all on top of it.
Yeah, I brought that up too. He never in his talk with Joe Rogan, Andrew Yang never specifically said he was trying to get rid of other programs to pay for this.
Okay, well that sort of
not at all
it
in any way, shape, or form.
So, like,
and on top of that, with all these technical advancements,
though. The reason I said I'm on the fence is I'm waiting for somebody who is pro UBI to sell me on how we pay for it, and I don't think that's going to happen. We can't.
No, you can't. You certainly can't do it if you're not going to remove any other thing from the budget. Jesus.
Yeah, if you're just going to tax the shit out of people to pay for yet another ridiculous bureaucratic nightmare of a fucking system,
Yeah.
then I don't want any fucking part of it.
The entire reason why I'm even considering is that we would get rid of everything that has to do with Social Security.
And
because they're only handing out $1,000 a month.
You know, all that shit. In that case, it sort of makes head in your head. I'm not sure if it actually makes economic sense, but you know, that's the way you think about it. Okay, can we get rid of fucking food stamps and Social Security and all that shit? Yeah, unemployment, blah blah blah. Then maybe it makes sense. But if you're just going to add another thing, yet another fucking social program to our fucking budget, then fuck off.
Right.
Yeah, and on top of that, they wanted to stand here. They wanted to stand here and talk about like, oh, you know, we're going to get rid of these jobs. We really don't need to get rid of the jobs. They're not. It's not helping anything in America other than the fact that we continue to cover up the fact that you know, our dollar's more worthless every year. Mm-hmm. That's all we're really doing.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You know, I mean, like goods are going to be cheaper, but the reality is that, you know, I mean, Americans aren't going to be able to survive to buy anything anyway, because that $1,000 a month is going to end up turning into like, you know, I mean, $100 inside of like 5-6 years.
Yeah, because UBI doesn't account for inflation.
Yeah, right. Well, it would have to, but
it's like $1,000. Anybody right now listening would love to have an extra $1,000 a month on top of what they're already making from their job. That's a great amount of money to spend on whatever you want. But what is that $1,000 worth in 10 years?
Yeah, unless there's like some sort of adjustment for inflation, that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, cost of living adjustments. There's so much economic math into realistically talking about universal basic income that I just don't think it's possible. The only reason I said I was on the fence about it is because I like to play devil's advocate and have an argument.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. It's fun.
Because I've already said before, I made it a very clear point. I'm waiting for somebody to sell me on how to pay for it, and that hasn't happened.
No, I mean, that thing, when you compared the numbers, that sort of made it really bad.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way,
right.
And when they were talking about that Green New Deal, they said they didn't want any more new nuclear plants.
Of course they did.
They wanted all the new energy to be wind and solar.
Wind and solar.
Wind and solar,
Of course, yeah.
Let's run our cars off of the sun.
Have you seen the solar farms in California?
I have not.
I actually have not seen them.
Okay, I mean, it's ridiculous. This fucking, like, as far as your eye can see, is that the world we're going to live in? Like,
yeah, just mirrors everywhere. Talk about destroying the ecosystem too. Like, how many fucking solar panels do we have to cover the entire desert in order to power 6 towns?
Well, I mean, the solar panels are one thing, but the fucking windmills, Jesus Christ, they're
everywhere.
Huge.
Yeah, they're everywhere in Germany.
Well, they ended up
in Germany driving around on the Autobahn. They were fucking on every mountaintop.
Well, I don't know how much they have compared to California, but that is crazy. I mean, you're having a hard time driving because there's so much things moving around all everywhere. You're just trying to drive off the road because you're getting all fucking your eyes are fucked up. Your eyes are not designed to see all these fucking spinning things. No, it's crazy.
They had a bunch of the wind farms that got popped because they actually had electric motors generating the thing to spin around because the air wasn't really turning it, and they wanted people to see that they were moving.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because people freak out when they see them things not moving, and then they go, "Why are we even paying for this?" You know, so a lot of these companies built in like electric motors that use energy just to turn the blades, like just so that human psychology thing kicks in and goes, "Oh well, it must be."
Oh, it's green.
Now I can say that the windmills I saw driving through Illinois to get to Chicago to visit my sister were all turning, and it wasn't because of any electrical motors. That is one windy fucking state. Holy God.
Put them all there. Put them all there.
Yes. Holy God.
They have them out here too.
I'm driving my dad's truck and it would, like, the wind would blow and take me halfway off the road. I'm like, Jesus.
But the thing is, you know, you cannot solve all the energy needs with just solar and fucking wind. It doesn't work. You need something else. And they won't let us have nuclear.
That's because nuclear is scary.
They're scared. Yeah, they're scared of nuclear.
They're scared of nukes, man.
Yeah.
Especially
that's the only thing we have that's actually environmentally friendly. So I don't get it. Do you want to destroy the environment to save it? Okay.
It's
whatever.
like the windmills that don't turn. When people drive by a nuclear power plant, they see the big ass fucking steam vents and they think that's pollution. It's not. It's steam.
Yeah.
But they see these big clouds coming off.
I think most people understand that nuclear power plants don't actually put out emissions. I think they understand that. It's just that they're scared of the fucking nuclear waste that has to be stored somewhere, right?
And every bit of nuclear
waste. They're scared of Chernobyl. They're scared of Chernobyl and Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That's what they think of.
We had
most individuals.
We had 3 Mile Island in the 70s.
Sure.
It was a meltdown of reactor number 2, I believe.
Yeah, it
was a partial meltdown of reactor number 2.
Huge fucking deal, and nobody died.
Yeah.
I'm like 8 miles from there right now.
Right. There you go.
Got them 3-eyed fish like on The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing, too, is a lot of people are like, we're damaging the environment because we have to get rid of the toxic like the nuclear rods and stuff, right? When they decay. It's like, no, they're all stored in Yucca Mountain in Arizona, or was it Nevada or Arizona? One of the two. And it's like, that literally was specifically built to house all our nuclear waste.
I mean, even if they had to take all of fucking Nevada, I'm okay with that. Just fucking take Nevada and make it a fucking nuclear waste dump. That's fine.
Nuclear power is still the cleanest and most efficient way. The efficient way to power entire like states and because like these wind farms and solar energy and stuff, it's a pie in the sky dream. Even if the technology gets better, we still have to cover massive amounts of ground with solar panels in order to power just a single town.
Yeah.
And our population's increasing, which means more people using energy.
It's not just that. Like you can only do it south, in the southern part of the country. Because for like 4 months in the northern part of the country, it's all, and so the solar panel, and then there's nothing they can do about it. Unless you want to heat them all to get the snow off of them, and that costs energy to do that. Like,
plus they have less solar hours up there.
Yeah. Because the sun goes down a lot quicker in the north, the further north you get.
Yeah, exactly.
You imagine Alaska trying solar energy? It's like, 30 days. Great.
It worked great in the summer. It sucks at winter. Like, you better just stay off that electricity, boy, in winter.
Nobody on this stream, Pinoid, neither me nor Undoomed, fucking agree with the Green New Deal. I hope you know that, right?
Oh yeah, I know you don't agree with the Green New Deal, man. But I was over here just like, there's no way that like we're not going to mention like all the stuff that this guy wants to pay for on top of the UBI, right? And I'm just please, like mention all of it.
But that's good that you brought that up. That's good.
Yeah, I was kind of getting there, but go ahead and take it away, man. Because I already did say that he never said he wanted to cut all these programs. He actually was talking about UBI on top of unemployment, welfare, and everything like that still in effect as well. I remember saying that, so I know I hit some. Yeah.
It's a point that deserves to be driven home.
See, issue is that like it was not like welfare that's like bankrupting us. Because welfare, like the majority of welfare actually gets paid from father's child support, because 51% of all child support actually goes back to the state and not the mom, right? And it's like $1 trillion a year gets transferred from men to women inside of the child support. So it's almost $500 billion on top of that 350 billion.
Hold up. What do you mean half of it goes to the state?
When your wife leaves, or when your girlfriend leaves, or if you knock up your baby's mom, whatever the case might be, she goes and applies for welfare. You have to pay all that back.
Right. But
so
she only gets half of it?
To the state.
She only gets half of that, or what?
That's why, like, whenever you watch one of those judge shows, like, he only paid $3. No, he probably paid like $1,200, but she only got $3 because all that money was due to the state.
Yeah. That is a big problem too, is that like a lot of the
makes no sense to me.
A lot of court fees, admin fees.
How does that
gets paid.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's the fact that like, all the welfare and stuff that they give your kid. And that's why, like, when you go down for welfare, you have to take your baby's dad for child support. That's the rule. I'll tell you this, when you go down for welfare for your kid, they'll tell you that, you have to take your baby's father for child support in order to get the top tier programs for welfare, because they're going to take it back out of him. You have to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's just great. You're getting fucked no matter what you do, right?
Yeah,
and then imagine being a trucker, right? Imagine being a trucker. You're earning $75,000 a year. Like I pay right around $19,000 a year in child support, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to drop that. It's just like Terrell Owens or any other, major person who was earning money. This is your earning potential, right?
Quick announcement.
Fired as a trucker.
Sorry to interrupt. Quick announcement. Massive flashes of lightning and thunder are shaking my apartment. So if my power goes out and I'm suddenly gone, you guys know why. Like, There's a thunderstorm right over my head right now. And I didn't even think it was supposed to rain today. So Arkansas is fucking with me.
Yeah,
All right.
Tomorrow. But yeah, like that's like, yeah, they have a transfer of wealth, which is, nearly half $1 trillion every year.
Let's say you said $19,000, right?
Yeah.
How much does your ex-wife or whatever get out of that?
Like each of them will probably get about $4,500.
What? Are you saying that's all tax?
They don't get the money.
So that
it goes back into the welfare system.
Yeah, but that means it's tax.
You paying for other
people's not a tax.
Kids.
Why it is?
No, you have to pay that.
If the government takes your money, that's a tax.
No, you have to pay back. No, it's remotely a tax because it comes off your check automatically without them asking, right? But you have to pay that money back to the state. Like if your baby's mom goes to welfare, you have to pay that money back.
Right. But you're saying you're paying $19,000 a year and she's getting $4,500. So that means the government is getting fat.
Yeah. Well, they're not getting fat. They're getting their welfare money back. And that's how they go, oh, we don't really spend that much money on welfare. Look, it's not that much of a spending item. But the reality is
you're paying for some other woman as well, or 3 other women, actually.
Well, no, because like they give these people a lot of money for welfare benefits. You got like Section 8, you'll have food stamps, cash assistance, health insurance, all that stuff that goes on to, but all that is paid for by the state.
Let me get this straight. You're paying $19,000. And you're saying your girlfriend or ex-wife or whatever gets $4,500. That means you're paying for 3 other women, right?
In a very simplistic point of view, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're just going to break it down into layman's terms, like we get what you're saying, Pinoid. All that money goes in, then the government invests that into the welfare system, and everybody gets a piece of that welfare system, meaning every individual person.
Yeah, but usually taxes, like you take a percentage, not pay for 3 other people.
It'd actually be easier to just walk up to your ex bitch and be like, "Can I just give you like $2,000 a month? Can we
no, but you could even go up to her and say, I'll give you $6,000 because you still save a lot of money. You could give her $10,000. You'll save half. Jesus, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
But
now I haven't looked into that because
I got 2 different cases. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I have. You know more about that than I do because I don't have an ex or anything like that. Like that doesn't affect me. So I've never looked at the numbers. This is the first I've heard of that kind of thing.
I have no idea how that works because I don't have kids. So
4D, that's just like Title 4D funds, right? Like what they do is they take $12 billion a year out of Social Security and fund all the child support courts in America.
Right. And those guys are, I've heard stories about that. Jesus.
Now, I think
they fund all the courts, the judges, the offices, all that 99%, or all of it goes to all government through Social Security every year.
Well, the funny thing is that, if you can't make it up, they put you in jail and, how are you supposed to make up the money then?
Yeah, but part of your money is so bad. Yeah, but part of your money isn't just going away.
Like when the black neighborhoods went to shit.
Yeah, but part of your money isn't just going away, is it? Like it's like, okay, she only gets, that's how much cash she gets every year, right? But then part of the money you're paying is also paying for her like fucking Section 8 house and all that stuff.
Yep.
So it doesn't sound like they're just taking the money. They're just giving her the money in a different form. They're giving her a house. They're giving her, food stamps and stuff. But you're still, so in a way, she is still getting all that 19,000.
Is she though?
So what's the deal? Would you rather your woman get 19,000 or 4,500 plus a house and stuff paid for by the government?
Well, I mean, for me, it would obviously be to get the fucking cash.
I'm just saying that she's using these programs that are paid for by your money. She is getting that amount, just not in the form of cash.
I don't think she is, though, because, the government's always going to take their huge share of it.
That's a possibility, too. I have to look at the numbers before I can have this argument. I really have not investigated.
They're very hard. They're extremely hard to find. Like the measurements are somewhere between 700 billion and $1 trillion are transferred, and the number is 51% of all child support owed is due to the state.
Yeah, but the state spends that money on housing and stuff like that. So it's like you're giving them the money. You're just giving it.
The government isn't just some sort of thing that transfers money. It has employees that do this shit, and they cost.
So, right. So some cost comes out of that.
Most of it is just overhead, probably.
Right. I mean, but you got to think, like, would you really trust your woman with 19 grand? Or would you, to me, that's the government trying to, minimize people doing stupid shit with their money.
Well, honestly, if I had a choice, I'd probably give it to my ex-wife compared to giving it to the fucking government.
And I could see that argument. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm making a counter argument.
Yeah. Like I knew you would.
Based on my thinking,
the whole thing is ridiculous. I'm saying what I'm saying is that they're fudging the numbers. Is where I'm at. And I mean, they're standing here, they're faking the numbers, because the reality of how much money actually gets a whole different thing than what they say. It's actually closer to probably around $800 billion compared to the 380 that you see on that chart.
Right.
But that's compared to even education, which is $1.5 trillion a year, or Social Security, which is $7 trillion a year, or what's the other one? Medicare, which is, another $1.6 trillion a year. These programs are massive compared to welfare.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They're all social programs.
Right. Of course.
And that's insane. We spend more money on just the top three things than we take in taxes. And that's a problem.
Well, that's how we got a deficit.
I mean, the military's literally started saying that they're worried about the fact that when Social Security runs out of money, they don't know how they're going to fund the Defense Department. And that happens
that's a big problem.
2028.
That's fuck. And the military doesn't even cost that much, right?
It's what
is it like?
What, yeah, I mean, what are you 2%? Talking about? Are you talking about actually the military and running operations?
No, I'm talking about the budget.
Are you talking about all of it? Because there's a lot of money goes into research and development.
Well, I'm talking about the whole thing because I think that I think we spend 3% or something on the military, right?
Well, it's $800 billion a year we spend, and that's just considered defense spending. That's just how much defense spending is.
Right, and I think that's supposed to be 3% of our budget, right?
I'd have to look at the graphs again, and I don't,
I just remember because I read about this recently that the U.S. is really pissed with Germany because they're not up to 3%, and they're supposed to be at 3% according to NATO rules. So the United States was really pissed. Get your fucking defense spending up to 3% like you're supposed to, assholes.
That's 3% of GDP.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, GDP. Now, Second Fleet Actual just threw a sign in the chat. You want to read that?
Yeah. DOD is 30% of budget. 30%. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
but that's the entire DOD. That's
Are
a
we-
that's a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to push back and say no.
on what?
I'm gonna say no. It's not 30% of the budget. We have the numbers right in front of us, and it is not 30% of the budget.
That sounds really weird. 30%.
It is not. It is not. Like that is a leftist lie that has been propagated for years.
Well, according to Bobby Hope
Like-
in the chat, he said that President Donald Trump just signed a $1.3 trillion spending bill on March 23rd, 2018, that includes a $160 billion boost in defense spending over 2 years. But that's
Right.
over 2 years.
Right.
So that's 80 billion more a year, you know, for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, billions are sort of the numbers where we're at in budgets nowadays, but trillions is another thing, right? I really don't
like
know.
altogether.
I'm certainly no economic expert, and I don't know. I just remembered that from like a week ago when I read about that NATO was really pissed about Germany not even reaching 3%. So I assume that is what we're aiming for.
Right. Yeah. I think that's probably just like GDP numbers.
Yeah.
But like over long term, we've spent trillions in defense. I mean,
Of course. And
Yeah, it's a huge
we
amount.
love spending on defense, let's face
we
it.
we spend more on defense than any
Love
other
it.
country in the world.
It's like the best thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard, I don't know if this is propaganda or not, but I've heard that we spend more on defense than most other countries combined. But
Yep.
that could be propaganda. I don't
And
know.
you can't, and you won't give us
No,
a
that's
fucking
that's
wall.
the next 10. It's the next 10. It's the next 10 countries combined.
Yeah, and something like
that's-
that. Yeah, it's some sort of number that used to float around.
Yeah, it's huge. It's
I have no
huge.
idea
Well,
if
I
it's
mean,
true, but
That's
one thing
that's
is
why
one
Europe,
thing is
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying, had-
We love spending on the military.
Well, you know what the military really is about. The reason why we spend so much money on is because we're defending the trade routes of the entire Western world,
Yeah,
right? Like after World War II, everybody was bombed out, and we were the only individuals manufacturing anything, and that's why we were able to have all that spending back in the day with the New Deal and Social Security and all that stuff, because you know we were manufacturing everything, and
Yeah.
then you know the rest of Europe, they stood there and ended up becoming socialists because they didn't have to have a military, they didn't have to protect their trade route. We had, and we've been out here defending everybody else's trade routes, and that's the reason why we're saying, hey, look, you need to spend 3% of your fucking GDP on your defense. Like, I don't care, it is what it is.
yeah,
Because we can't keep spending this money on our military because we're about tapped out at this point.
yeah.
Right.
That's true. And they've been. Look at Japan. I mean, why were they prospering like they were? Yeah, because they didn't have to spend anything.
Because they surrendered to us and we basically took over their defense because they don't even have an army.
Yeah,
We won't
so
let them
they-
have
they
it.
did-
That was part of their.
so they were like, "Oh, you're not going to allow us to have an army? Ooh, great! We'll just spend it on our fucking industry. Hello, would you like a radio and a car?
But to be fair, we have benefited from their industry.
Sure. I mean, it works both
They designed
ways.
some of the first
that's
fucking,
the-
microcomputers and shit.
That's
you know what I mean?
the beauty of capitalism.
Right. Industry is strong. Well, that's why there's such a huge call for people. I think that's one of the big reasons why blue collar workers and stuff voted for Trump, is because there is a huge call to bring back manufacturing to this country. We're taking in more than we're pumping out. We're not trading as much as we are consuming. We
Right.
need to equal that shit back out. It needs to go back to like the 1950s where we were fucking, not like in age, but like, when we were actually manufacturing a bunch of shit and selling it to the rest of the world.
Yeah, there was a thing called Made in the USA, and it meant that it was good.
Our biggest, you know what our biggest fucking export is? Does anybody know what our biggest
Off
export
the
is?
top of my head, no.
Yeah. Our
What is
biggest export to other countries is machinery, like hydraulic pumps and
Okay.
construction machinery, shit like that. We sell that to the rest of the world
Okay.
to help them build their infrastructures. We sell
Interesting.
railroads. We sell railroad engines and hydraulic pumps and machinery. That's our biggest export, next
Interesting.
to medical stuff. That's a big export, is medical technology.
And then oil.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Okay.
we don't even come
oil,
close.
corn, grain.
Yeah, but we don't even come close to the amount of oil exported as the Middle East.
No, of course, but we're still pretty good at that too.
Now that we've been drilling again, I never liked Obama's drill and cap fucking policy, man. All he did was drill for oil, cap it off. Drill for oil, cap it off. I never liked it. Caused gas prices to go through the fucking roof.
The problem back then was that oil dropped below $40 a barrel and all that, horizontal fracking, all that stuff up there in the Brackens and all that, the Dakotas. It isn't able to be done underneath the $40 a barrel and still make money.
Yeah.
It costs too much.
Well, fracking technology's gotten better too since then. So,
well, yeah, it's just like offshore drilling. Like offshore drilling costs so much and actually drill well on the rig and all that type of stuff. So you have to have it oil be at a certain price in order for it to be profitable in order to do it. It's kind of
of course.
All right, Second Fleet Admiral's back here with a super chat here. He says U.S. budget is $4.4 trillion. Defense spending is $880 billion. We still need more vets.
Need 4 of the vets. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's we spend a lot on our military, and our veterans don't get nearly as much, but we're also not working for the government anymore. We're basically as a vet. Like, I'm a vet. I collect.
Let's just get this. Does anyone have any explanation for this stuff where it's 3% and then this number looks a lot bigger than that? How does that work?
What do you mean?
Now that number with 880 billion out of 4.4. That's
because it's GDP. It's out of GDP. It's out of 19 trillion out of 4.4 trillion.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So it's why did I measure it? This is such fucking economic trickery. Why do they always have different ways to measure everything?
Yeah, and we can't just like, to fix our economy, we can't just print more money.
No, but if you're gonna keep using different ways of measuring everything, now it's the budget, now it's the GDP, like, come on, just fucking use one.
Yeah, this is why, legitimately, this is why I have a YouTube channel. Because all this stuff is completely confusing, and I will break it down in a much simpler way so the common man can understand it. Yeah, and it's important that we do. It really is.
I have a YouTube channel so I can dress like a wizard and make fun of assholes.
Yeah, we all have our reasons. I just have one so I can vent.
I found, believe it or not, man, I've been using Alex Jones. Like, I have an impersonation I do of Alex Jones, and people have been requesting it on live streams, and it's really weird. Like, it's weirding me out. I'm like, dude, I don't want to be. I never started YouTube to be a character actor.
Okay,
like, I don't know how to feel about that.
Let's hear one now.
Yeah, but people like gimmicks, man.
Come on, you gotta do it now. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, you can't just say you do good Alex Jones.
Well, the reptilian alien's going to come down here and they're going to put gay frogs inside of your water. They're going to spare cook your children and take them outside of you, and you're going to end up looking up and they're going to have Agenda 21 agents standing inside of your kitchen cooking breakfast. That's going to happen, all right?
That's pretty good, man.
That is pretty good. I will admit, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
I cannot deny the awesomeness.
You got the Alex Jones down, man.
It's a me with a little bit of George Bush. Just drop it down 2 octaves. We're good to go.
I wish I could do impersonations, man. That's fucking awesome.
Now, George W. is the president I met and shook hands with.
So obviously you can do his impersonation.
Oh, he was crazy, man. And he's so much shorter than I thought he would be. Like, I could pet him. He was just right there. I just pet him on the head.
How tall is he?
God, he's like fucking 5'10", 5'8". I don't know.
5'8".
Like,
Jesus.
Something like that.
He's almost like he could suck your dick. Then he's
a little fella.
He could suck your dick standing up.
Yeah, jeez. I mean, I'm taller than a lot of people because I'm 6'3", but still, like, he come off the plane and we all locked up to attention. He come walking over like, Airman, how you doing? Airman, how you doing? He's like, Airman. I was like, Mr. President. He goes, you got a bit of an accent. Where are you from? Arkansas, sir. He goes, Bill Clinton country. I know him. Yes, sir. I'm from Texas.
What?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, that's sad.
It is, ain't it? Like, yo, either A, he thought he was retarded, or B, he was retarded. One of the two.
I think they had.
And you'll never know which.
I honestly think they had body doubles. To be honest with
you, it's a good possibility. It's a good possibility. That's some legit shit.
Yeah.
Google says like, he's 6 foot, but I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
No. I've met that man in real life. And
I've seen Google. They lie.
Dead Jester says Google says he's 6 foot, but I really don't know. I don't know.
I've seen Google lie.
I was like, I could ruffle his hair like you do to young boys when they're acting up. Like, oh, you.
Yeah, you could just grab his ear and put your dick in his mouth. That'd be right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go take a piss. So enjoy yourselves.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, thanks for the announcement. Welcome to the Unprofessional Stream.
Yeah,
very
unprofessional. Very unprofessional. That's the way it is. I have needs.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Welcome to man. I'm here with my bottom bitch, my muse, my motherfucking the only YouTuber with bedazzled kneecaps, my boy Magog. What's up, partner? How you doing today, man?
What's up, buddy? I got nothing to say. Bedazzled kneecaps. I had to think about that one.
Yeah, man, because he's my.
I ain't no rhinestone cowboy, motherfucker.
That's what I say about Excel in the beginning of every one of my shows. I say he's my bottom bitch, and I mean I'm out here pimping him out. And he smokes meth in the bathtub. He's a monster too. He's like 6'6".
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if people have enjoyed your commentary and stuff, you should you go check out Pinoid's channel. You should type something in the chat so that I can see you, and I'll grab your channel. I think I subbed to you actually.
Man, listen. Yeah, I'm not even at the YouTube channel. I X'd it out the moment I came on the stream so it would stop making noise.
Yeah. I'll find you.
But anyway, yeah, man. Hang on, man. I'm getting back into the chat again. There we go. All right. Yeah. Got to mute that out.
I got you.
Wake up. You got me?
Yeah. Taste. Because I got a wrench. So yeah. If anybody is interested in checking out your stuff, man, head over to Pinoid's.
Come check me out.
Yeah, if you want.
I ended up getting into it with Turd Flinging Monkey earlier today.
Who that?
He's a big MGTOW guy.
And I've never heard of Turd Flinging Monkey. That's a good name for a MGTOW.
Well, you remember when that chick from Marvel, Captain Marvel, had all those smiles corrected on Twitter?
Oh yeah.
Like they made a big stink about it and they wrote articles. Yeah, well, that was him.
He was the one doing the smile app on Brie Larson.
Yep, and then they banned him from Twitter.
See, I don't think I don't care where you stand on the play. I don't think anybody should be banned from these fucking platforms for making a damn joke.
I know. I just use them for shilling.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, that was awesome.
I touched my synthesizer there.
I gotta get me one of those. I need to get me a better rig. People need to hit my Streamlabs link during my thing. I'm on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. We get it in, do a whole 2-hour show. It's nice.
You do music shows?
No, that's Joker.
Get me.
Sorry, you're breaking up.
I need to get a better computer. So I can.
All right.
Yeah, you when you go to talk, sometimes you cut out, man. I don't know. I think it's your computer's.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you're talking
We have
about
a-
the movies, and we were trying to get to the movies the entire time. So let's talk about the movies.
Yeah, okay. I still got that pulled up. Let's see what's coming out. Okay, we could talk about this for a little bit. Friday, May 24th.
Mm-hmm.
The live action Aladdin is coming out. Anybody even going to go see that?
Nope. I don't know about you, but
y'all seen the Will Smith genie, right?
Yep, it looked like shit. It looked really bad.
I like Will Smith, man.
I like Will Smith too, but I didn't like the CGI version of him. He didn't look like good CGI at all.
I don't know, man. He's got big shoes to fill, Robin Williams, and
sure,
I get that.
And I think he could probably have done it in like a animated version, but the CGI looked fucking shit. Right?
Yeah.
It looked really bad. It's like, oh, we're back in the 80s, are we? Okay. the animation was all this computerized, like smooth spline animation, right? It didn't look like it was even motion captured.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'll probably still watch it. I won't go to theaters, but I'll probably still watch it just to see what's what. But I do love all the memes that have come out of it because of the movie. Like, that shit's funny as fuck. People are posting pictures of Shaq as Kazam, and stuff. He ain't the first black genie.
Yeah.
Yo, man, what about Sinbad, man? Why hasn't nobody brought up Sinbad?
That's because that's a fucking.
Like, yo, Sinbad played that Kazam character back in the day.
No, that's a. What is that called again? When people. Mandela effect. The Mandela effect. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's when people.
We could have brought back an old one.
I think can we agree on a thumbs down for that movie?
Speaking of remakes, though, speaking of black remakes, especially, they are making a new Shaft coming out on June 14th.
Okay,
and it's like, was Samuel Jackson not good enough as Shaft?
Right.
No.
I've heard vaguely about it, but who was playing the main character now?
In the new one?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Let me look that up. Shaft.
Yeah, I remember there was a new one coming out, but I can't remember because I think Samuel L. Jackson is the grandpa or something now, and there's a new Shaft, right?
Okay, yeah. There's Samuel Jackson is John Shaft II, but and Richard Roundtree is John Shaft I. He's the actor who originally played Shaft.
Okay.
But then I think it's Usher is playing his son.
So Usher is the new Shaft.
I think so.
Okay.
Let me look this up and make sure. I don't want. Yeah, Jesse T. Usher is John Shaft Jr.
Usher's not a gangster.
Yeah, when I think.
Yeah, he's not a gangster.
The first thing I think of is Usher. No, that's never been something anybody's ever mentioned.
No, I mean, maybe Common. He could have done it.
Common,
D.I.
Yeah, Common's a good actor. I like Common.
Yeah, he could have probably pulled it off.
Yeah, I liked him in Hell on Wheels.
Yeah, me too. Fuck, he was scary.
Yeah, and then they have
American Gangster.
Yeah, and now they're also rebooting Men in Black. Completely new cast.
International.
Yeah, Men in Black International, and it's not going to have Tommy Lee Jones or Will Smith in it.
Yeah, who were the leads this time? I forgot.
Let me look that up. Men in Black. Oh,
Isn't there any new scripts?
No.
No.
You're on the wrong show, man.
Have we wrote? Have we wrote every script that was ever written? Is that the part now? Is that where we're at?
Yeah, pretty much everything after Shakespeare's already been done anyway. Chris Hemsworth is Agent H. Tessa Thomas is Agent M. And Emma Thompson is Agent O. And apparently Liam Neeson's in it, but he's not listed as a character because they might fire him. I don't know.
No, they're probably like
They've already filmed. Yeah.
yeah, it's like 5 minutes. It's like, yeah, I'll show up and have a drink, and
Yeah. Who knows?
if you can do it in an afternoon, I'm there. Okay, but who was the first? I mean, the second person, the girl.
Tessa Thompson.
Who's that? Is that Emma Thompson's daughter?
No. She's the daughter of singer-songwriter Mark Anthony Thompson and the granddaughter of actor-musician Bobby Ramos. So
okay, that clears up everything. I mean, nothing.
She's Latinx. She's African American Latinx mix. Her mother was Mexican, and her father is Afro.
Is that what she's known for? She was actually.
It's literally in her bio. I'm just reading it, man. I'm just.
Are you fucking serious? Okay, so normally, like, okay, he went to this school or she went to that school, and then graduated from Juilliard's and blah blah blah, and then started in blah blah blah, and it's like, no, she's Latinx.
Yeah, her father is Afro-Panamanian from Panama, so Black Panama.
So you're just banking on racial identity politics.
They got a Black Latinx chick for the female agent. So
that's her whole shtick. She's not famous for.
Hey, I'm just reading what IMDb.
I'm just asking. Does she have any like? She was in this or she was in that or?
Oh yeah, it does go on to say stuff like that too.
She was in like Piranha 2 and
Murder
Killer Clowns, and
she was in Creed. She played She was in Creed. She played the girlfriend, Bianca.
I've never seen that.
It was all right. I liked Creed.
Okay.
I don't know about Pinot.
I didn't even like Rocky that much, so I certainly wasn't going to watch a fucking sequel.
Right. And then the live action Lion King. Yay.
Yeah. They're doing live action of everything.
Yeah, Disney's basically out of ideas, so they're pumping out Star Wars like there's no end, and they're cranking out the Marvel, and they're making live action movies of their classic cartoons, and they're making them more up to date with more modern politics, because some of the older cartoons were a little sexist.
Oh my God! So we have cartoons of Star Wars now, and then we have live actions of the old cartoons. Yep. Okay. So they're just going to jump back and forth with that, huh?
Yep, pretty much. Did we lose Pinoid? We lost him. We started talking about movies, and he was out.
Yeah, he's gone. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. That was nice having you.
Yep.
Okay. So, what else do we have on this list of 2019?
Friday, July 26th, Tarantino's new movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I like Tarantino, so I'll watch it.
Yeah. I haven't heard much about that, but I'm sure it'll be interesting dialogue. So I'll watch that.
Right. And then we got a new Fast and the Furious movie coming out, which I've already seen the trailers for. It's Hobbs and Shaw, the two characters played by The Rock and Jason Statham, have their own standalone movie now. Don't really care. I stopped watching the Fast movies a long time ago.
Long time ago,
after the third one, I was done.
I was done after the second one.
Yeah, there's 9 of them out now.
I know they're trying to make it a James Bond fucking franchise.
They started off with a pretty basic ripoff of Point Break with the first movie, and after that, it just kept getting worse and worse. And now they're jumping fucking cars through skyscrapers and doing all kinds of James Bond action. They got gadgets and gizmos, and they're fighting evil, supervillains. Basically, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Friday, August 9th is a movie I'm definitely going to see. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark by Guillermo del Toro. Love it. There was a series of books when I was a kid, called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And it had this real grotesque artwork in it. Really awesome, black and white, ink wash artwork. Real scary stuff. Guillermo del Toro's decided to turn that into those short stories into an anthology movie called Scary. And that's going to be.
So it's like a horror thing, or?
Yeah, horror film.
I think Hollywood lost the ability to make horror after the 90s. So
yeah,
fuck
but I
that.
trust
Fuck
Guillermo
that.
del Toro. I trust Guillermo del Toro, and from the teaser trailers from the Super Bowl, looks awesome. Looks
Okay.
fucking just like the books, man. Looks scary as fuck. They got Harold the Scarecrow and everything. And that's more of a nostalgic thing. There's a lot of people who love the scary stories to tell in the dark books.
Right.
They were awesome. So there's a bit of nostalgia there too. Let's see. Angry Birds movie 2, don't give a fuck.
Jesus fuck.
Blinded by the Light. I have no idea what that is.
Nope, never heard of that.
It Chapter 2, so the next in the It franchise, since that movie did rather well.
Sorry, what? What was it called?
It. Stephen King's It.
Right, just It 2?
Chapter 2, yeah.
Oh, Chapter 2. Okay.
Well, because they didn't do the whole book in one movie. It was just when they were kids. Now they got to do when they come back as adults,
Sure. Okay.
So It 2 is coming out September. There's a bunch of movies I'm skipping because I've never heard of. So The Kitchen. I don't care what that is. I really don't. I don't know what The Kitchen is. They're making a Downtown Abbey movie. Yay! Everybody's wondering. Oh,
isn't that like some sort of?
Yeah, it's a British fucking TV show.
Like a daytime soap, right?
Yeah. Downton Abbey.
Okay.
Then in October, I never watched it, so I can't tell you anything.
No, I don't know. It just brings up a image of it being a daytime soap.
Right, pretty much. Yeah, that's the vision I get in my head anyway.
Yeah.
Then on Friday, October 4th, the new Joker standalone movie coming out with Joaquin Phoenix. Everybody's seen the pictures tweeted out about that, because there's been photo leaks from the set of his version of the Joker. I have no idea how that one's going to go, honestly.
What was it called again?
Joker. For Batman, Joker.
Just Joker.
Yep, just Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay. I shouldn't try to read the chat at the same time when I'm talking. It fucks me up. Your friend Rhino wants to come in.
Oh, yeah. I ain't talked to Rhino in a while. We can send him the link.
No, do the democracy thing.
Yeah. Does everybody want my giant friend Rhino to come in?
Yep. Let's do the one for get Rhino in here.
Yeah.
Two for not get Rhino in here. You have the power.
The power.
The Grayskull.
Yeah, we're getting to that one. Trust me. It's on the list. I'm not joking. They're making Masters of the Universe this year.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Oh.
they're making Masters of the Universe.
Oh my god, that's such a cliche. Like, holy shit.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with it, because He-Man was a quintessential childhood nostalgic thing of the 80s, and then of course
but it's so bad that it's good.
Yeah, it's
I love bad 80s movies. This fucking
I do too. The Dolph Lundgren movie was, I don't care what anybody says, I think that's fucking great. I thought it was fucking great.
I love those really bad movies from the 80s. Like, I don't care about movies that are like The Asylum or whatever, like that are bad now, but bad 80s movies, that's a fucking piece of work.
Right.
That's awesome. All right, so if you want to send Rhino the link,
I did.
He gets a stamp of approval from the chat.
Yep, Rhino's a cool guy. He was the one who
helped I know
out down at VidCon and shit. So
yeah, you told me he was a good guy.
Yeah, and now we got the. Not only are we getting a nostalgic horror movie from Guillermo del Toro based on the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, but also in October, Are You Afraid of the Dark, the movie. And I don't know if that's going to be more for kids, because Are You Afraid of the Dark was a TV show on Nickelodeon after school. So like these little, it's kind of like Goosebumps. It was like a little, each episode was its own standalone little tale, So if you are excited for Are You Afraid of the Dark, that is coming out in October. And also, sticking with the October horror theme, we are having a reboot of The Addams Family. October 11th.
Fuck me.
The new Addams Family. How could you beat Raul Julia though? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like not counting Sean Astin's dad, John, from the original TV series, but the Addams Family movies from the 90s were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because of Raul Julia, and
he was really the thing that made those movies.
Yeah, Raul and you know, Angelica Houston, and oh man,
mostly Raul though. I really loved his, and I've always loved his performances. And you remember Presumed Innocent?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's a fucking good movie.
Raul Julia was so good. Man.
Are you gonna get to Are you gonna get to Kung Fu Hustle too on that list there?
It should
hey, we got Rhino here. How you doing?
We got a Rhino.
Good, man. Like Undoomed forgets I'm a patron.
Sorry?
I'm a patron, dude. I send you money monthly.
Whoa, thank you very much. I didn't check my Patreon links before I invited you. I just figured
That's all right. No.
we talk. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I've done my work for today, and now I'm just relaxing with all good friends.
Yes.
Very good.
Good stuff. What's next on the list here?
What's next?
Get down to it.
All right. We got Zombieland 2.
Oh, I want to see that one.
Hang on.
I'll see that.
Is Jesse in it again?
I think they're all returning, right?
Yeah, I think they're all coming back. Let me double check.
Then hell yes.
I'm going to watch the shit out of that one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Except for Bill Murray. He won't be back in this one.
No, of course.
Probably not. Maybe not.
Well, he did die in the first one anyway. So Zombieland Double Tap is what it's called. Double Tap.
Yeah.
And Emma Stone, Woody Harrelson, and Jesse Eisenberg. Yep.
Yeah. I think they were all coming back. That's what I heard.
And they got new people too. They got Abigail Breslin is coming back as Little Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Rosario Dawson is going to be a character, but it doesn't have her character's name. But Dan Aykroyd's in it.
Well, I mean, that would be kind of fitting because Bill Murray is dead.
Was the first one, yeah.
Yeah, so Murray, they can bring Aykroyd in to be that guy, right?
Yeah, the next celebrity appearance. Yeah.
Yeah, the next equivalence of him, whatever.
Right.
You know, that's awesome. I approve of that one.
Yep, and I have no idea what Gemini Man is, but it's on the list. What is Gemini Man?
No, don't know. Do you know, Rhino?
I no idea. Haven't even heard of it.
It's a Will Smith film.
Oh, maybe it's a vanity project then.
Yeah, it's directed by Ang Lee. An elite assassin becomes the target of a mysterious young operative who can seemingly predict his every move.
No, okay. See,
Sounds.
I will say one thing. I'll say about the remake of Aladdin, and then I'll get into Disney real quick because you guys mentioned something about Disney I want to address. But the remake of Aladdin, Robin Williams did Robin Williams perfectly, okay, and it fit the role just great. I think Will Smith can do Will Smith, and it'll work. If you guys get past the whole nostalgia thing of having Robin Williams, having to fill Robin Williams' shoes, dude, it's gonna work. I just don't think, dude, having Jafar in the beginning with the looking all pretty instead of looking like the old disheveled man, that's a mistake.
But here's the thing: I don't really care about that. I'm all for Will Smith doing that.
Yeah.
My only problem was that the CGI looked bad.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, I think it'll clean it up.
I only brought up the nostalgia William Roberts thing to mention why other people are.
I actually believe I said that I think Will Smith could do a good job when we talked about it.
Now, as far as Disney remaking their own movies because they're out of ideas, they were out of ideas before because they remade all of Grimm fairy tales. That's all Cinderella. That's all all those Snow White. Those are all Grimm fairy tales.
Well, and that and Hans Christian.
None of those are freaking original ideas.
No, of course
they are and they aren't. It's weird because. They didn't
doesn't
make
get
them. They made them based on them, but they were way darker and more fucked up than the cartoons. Like they made them for kids.
Right. Their first original. It was what's it called? What's the one with Mickey Mouse where he turns all the brooms live? That's
Fantasia.
Yeah, Fantasia.
Yeah,
that was like
Fantasia,
that was their own thing.
Yeah, but that
why aren't they
one
remaking
was
that?
that one was so like tripped out and fucking high on LSD.
Well,
That's like
that segment of Phantasm. All of the segments in Phantasm were based on the
Fantasia.
Or Fantasia, sorry, Phantasm. No, Fantasia was based on the classical music written by people like Mozart and shit. Like,
Right.
It was just a visualization of that music because, like,
Yeah, they're trying to
segment
do a
with Mickey Mouse.
music video
Yeah.
like 50 years
I
too
want to
early.
see. Yeah, I want to see live action. Hippos balleting though. That'd be great.
yeah, right. But the segment with Mickey Mouse, it was the Sorcerer's Apprentice, like
Correct.
song, right? So they kind of built a story around what they visualized when they heard that classical music, So, but
Yeah, so it's a music video. Not a big
basically,
fan. Not a big fan.
right.
Let's
But
do
they've had
live
some
action
original stuff. I mean,
Let's do a live action remake of Heavy Metal.
It's basically Barbarella. Go watch that.
I know.
And November 1st, we
It's-
have a
Okay, go
movie
ahead.
we definitely don't need another franchise relaunch of this, but they're doing it.
Mhm.
Everybody, November 1st, look forward to a new Charlie's Angels.
Oh my god.
Jeez. Is the new Ghostbusters in there too? Because I think that might be next year. But
It is not. And that's probably not going to be till 2020, to be honest.
Yeah.
However, after Charlie's Angels, there is Untitled Terminator movie. So
Right.
looking forward to another Terminator movie.
Yeah,
Not
let's beat that dead horse.
they've all kind of run together at this point. After 2 was whatever.
Yeah, I mean, after the Genesis one took us by the hips and just really thrust a cock really, really into our fucking rectum. I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. And in November, we're also getting the third Kingsman movie. Now, I love the Kingsman movies. They're great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. I actually have that on my list.
You gotta watch the Kingsman
Undoomed.
movies.
Yeah,
They're
you
fun.
have to watch
They're fun.
Kingsman.
They're
Yeah.
like proper, like the way.
Right,
spy movies
I've
should
heard
be.
good things.
Yeah, they're fun.
It's on my list. I'm gonna watch that.
Definitely do that. So we're finally getting the third movie of the trilogy that is supposed to be the Kingsman, because there were supposed to be 3 from the get-go. And then we're getting Frozen 2.
Garbage. Who
Right.
cares?
Yep.
Don't care. Okay.
As long as they
that's
don't
good-
do another Let It Go song.
Good for the kiddies, I guess.
Yeah, good for the kiddies. Not going to watch that one. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Probably, I'm thinking that's a biopic about Mr. Rogers.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, so isn't Kidding pretty much like a show about Mr. Rogers? I mean, not literally, but I mean that's like the whole. Go watch Kidding on Showtime. The whole show is about like a character like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, but I don't think
I've never seen that.
Biopics are coming back because of the popularity of Bohemian Rhapsody. So now we're getting Rocket Man, which is a biopic about Elton John, and now it's looking like we're getting another biopic here. Biopics come and go. They come and go,
Sure.
And then we have an untitled Jumanji sequel.
Okay, I could probably watch that. The first one was much funnier than I thought it would be.
Can we get a Zathura sequel? Because seriously, that was
that was based on the other book
Jumanji
by that
2.
same author, which was more of a space game instead of a jungle game. But yeah, Zathura didn't do well in theaters. I wouldn't hold my breath for a sequel.
But it was great. It was just as good as Jumanji.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It didn't do well. And then Wednesday, December 18th, Masters of the Universe.
Okay, who's playing what?
Yeah,
here?
let me look this up. I gotta look this up.
It's Dolph Lundgren again.
I hope so,
so.
but I don't think so. But
I'd love that.
that'd be awesome.
Masters of the Universe.
Unknown guy. Hi, chat, Mort.
Of the Universe. Come on, pop up, damn you. It's supposed to be 2019. IMDb's only popping up the 1987 movie.
Okay.
Hold on. Universe 2019. Come on, somebody's got to know something about this fucking movie if it's on this list. Den of Geek. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Because this project is categorized as in development, the data is only available on IMDb Pro. So I can't access that via IMDb, but Den of Geek has it and is still in development despite a production quagmire. While the movie has a December 18 release date, it is a revolving door of directors and writers. That's never a good sign.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's a Sony movie.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
What's wrong with your face?
I hope that was directed at Undoomed and not me.
So
no, that was directed at the guy in the background with a thing on his face.
Yeah, they're
and then aren't they doing another RoboCop?
That's not on the list. I'm already in December, so I don't know if that's going to be a thing this year.
What?
But the Barbie movie's coming out with Margot Robbie.
Fuck me.
A Barbie and a Hot Wheels movie. It looks like Mattel is getting into the movie making business because they're doing Masters of the Universe, Barbie, and Hot Wheels.
Just in time for Christmas.
Yep,
okay.
Just in time to sell toys.
I can totally see that they're going to get some views out of nostalgia for Masters of the Universe, but Barbie? Really?
Well, got to make something for the girls too. Even though,
this is the
feminists calling Barbie
this is 2019. We're all equal and all that. Women like Masters of the Universe now.
Which is probably why they released the new Barbies.
Yep. They got fat Barbie and
wheelchair Barbie. And,
they had wheelchair Barbie in the fucking 90s. Don't get me started.
Prosthetic Barbie.
But they got Barbies with different body types now. And
oh yeah.
They have one with a missing leg.
Yeah, they have like a Latinx Barbie now, and they have because
what's the difference between what's the difference between a Latinx and a Latina?
To you and I, nothing. When I say Latinx, I'm doing it sarcastically because that's like their word.
Just checking.
Yeah. And Friday, December 20th, Star Wars Episode 4.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
What's wrong with your face?
What's wrong with your face? It's the most disappointing thing since my son. And of course, right after Star Wars, on the same day as Star Wars, Episode 4, or not Episode 4, sorry, Episode 4. I'm reading this wrong. Stupid internet thing. Episode 9. That's it, 9. But it's the 4th. Is it the 4th? No, it's the 3rd main movie because they have the in-between movies, don't they? Solo and Rogue One and all that. So anyway.
Right.
On the same day, this is risky right here. Who the fuck thought of this? On the same day of Star Wars Episode 9, Cats.
Jesus.
What?
Cats.
The musical.
The musical. The fucking Broadway popular. They're making Cats.
As a movie?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess they're just really just balls out. Star Wars is done. Fuck Star Wars. No one's going to watch that shit anymore. So we're just going to just roll out and take the whole fucking thing, man. We got Cats. What do you have? Some fucking lightsabers? Fuck you. We got Cats. People like Cats. Have you seen YouTube? Hello.
Yep. And then apparently after Star Wars, there's a movie called 1917, which is a World War I film, but no plot is available. I like World War I.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Mm-hmm.
What movie would you like to see rebooted, or would like to see a second part to? or an additional part, not necessarily a second part, but like even a third part or something.
Those are two different questions. I don't think
Yeah.
you should conflate those. You should ask those as different questions.
Okay, so let's take the first part.
Rebooted.
Yeah, completely reboot.
What could you think? What could you look at and go, you know what, this needs to be redone or could be redone and it would be redone well?
Right. I know what I would answer.
Well, go ahead. I'm still thinking.
Tron.
That doesn't need to be rebooted, though, does it?
I don't care. I want more Tron. I don't care what you do. Just reboot it, do a sequel,
Tron.
Whatever. I love Tron. It's my all-time
Now, do
favorite.
you wanna-
And according to the ratings, it didn't do that well, so it's not going to get a sequel. So fucking reboot it now. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Now, are you talking about the old Tron or the new one?
It doesn't matter. I love both of them.
Okay.
I did too, and honestly, if they chose to just completely reboot it and forget the other two movies and try something new, as long as they keep with the feeling of Tron and the look and the visualization, then I'd be fine with a
Tron,
reboot.
the first time I saw the original Tron, I was totally mesmerized, and the second time when I saw the new one, the sequel, I came in my pants, and it was just fucking orgasms all around.
But the thing is, I disagree with Undoomed. I don't want them to reboot Tron. I want the next in the trilogy because I want to know what happens with that girl that just.
I agree, but I don't think that'll happen because it didn't get all the great ratings. But yeah, sure, I love Legacy. I'm one of the few people who will say that, but I love the shit out. I fucking love you long time, baby. Come on, let's make it a third time, man.
Right.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. As far as reboots go, yeah. Ooh, no.
You're gonna say Schindler's List too?
Yeah, no, I was gonna go for like Titanic, but this time the boat doesn't sink.
That's great.
Like, can we make this not such a tragic story? I know it's like
right. Can we do the can we do the Lusitania this time?
Can the boat be self-aware and a superhero?
Right.
That'd be great.
But no, as far as reboots, man, I'm such not a fan of a lot of reboots that I'm weary to say anything. But I really do think they need to just give up on, like, DC needs to give up and put somebody else in charge and just stop what you're doing right now, fire everybody, all the actors, everything, forget those movies ever happened, and just start fresh again with a new Superman.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They should fucking fire everyone.
Just fire everyone. No more Ben Affleck Batman.
Yeah,
no more,
fire every single last motherfucker down to the janitor.
Fire them all and start all over again. Just fresh, new Batman. Make it more make it more like the Christian Bale ones.
Yeah, that's obviously Nolan is not going to come back, but get some director like that.
No Zack Snyder bullshit. Just
get a really really dedicated A-list director who just has like a unique vision.
Can we
the power to drive it through without getting fucked over by producers.
Yeah, can we please just have a proper good Superman movie that sticks to the origin story, the comic book? I'm so tired of this.
I'm not really that interested in Superman though. I'd like more Batman.
Yeah, but
somebody said Team America too. That'd be great. Hell yeah!
If I could think of another reboot outside of that, like an actual reboot, I want to see proper. Not that I hated the first one, but I want to see a proper John Constantine film. Hellblazer,
oh, yes, definitely.
Period. Mm-hmm. Like he's British and got the trench. I didn't mind the Keanu Reeves movie. He just wasn't the comic book Constantine, but it was still a fun movie.
Yeah. It didn't remind me at all of the comic. But I've never been one of those purists who go like, oh, it wasn't like the comic book. Fuck it.
Neither am I for the most part. But when it comes to Constantine, how could you at least make him British like he's supposed to be?
Yeah, but even that didn't bother me. It was just that it was kind of boring. Like it just wasn't a good. If you at least had made a good movie, I'd be fine. but it was just not a very entertaining movie.
Now, for me, a reboot, I would love to see either The Rock or what is the one? What's the other one with Nick Cage?
Nicolas Cage?
Yeah,
Face
Nicolas
Off?
Cage. Not Face Off. The one where he's on the plane. Con Air.
Con Air.
Con Air.
I would love to see a reboot of Con Air or The Rock.
It'd have to be a soft. It'd have to be a soft
The Rock
reboot
every
and
day.
have-
The Rock. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Do The Rock.
It'd have,
Jesus.
it'd have to be a soft reboot and bring Nicolas Cage back, though. Like,
I don't care.
I'd bring him back as Sean Connery's part.
Okay,
right?
yeah, that could work. That could work.
yeah, make it a reboot, but make him like a different.
Okay,
character.
I take that back. Maybe that wouldn't work.
Okay,
Like-
and then how about a part 2 or part 3 or whatever, a sequel to an existing movie.
A part 2 of an existing movie already.
Obviously Tron, but we're
Right.
past that.
My personal favorite. Me and Undoomed have talked about this. I actually was a big fan of this movie, even though it was a huge box office flop. It cost Disney way too much money. But can we please like forget about that and get back to making the next John Carter movie? Because I fucking love John Carter.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
I would love
Did
to
we
see
talk about that? I don't remember.
I'd love to see a Fight Club 2. I think Fight Club 2 would be awesome.
There's no
Ooh,
point in making a second
I'm
Fight
with
Club.
Rhino on this one. Jesus Christ, that'd be awesome.
But can you
Fight
imagine
Club.
he just goes nuts again?
Fucking
Like,
hell.
he
Why
didn't
haven't they
shoot himself
done
in the
that?
face or something like that? He didn't really shoot himself in the face. He just wakes up and then he's still got that.
It
still
was
nuts.
all insomnia.
I think that would overdo it. It would kill the mystique of the first film. That's
No,
just me.
I hate that argument.
Okay, so-
Nothing that you do after you've already enjoyed something can destroy what you already enjoyed.
That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is there are some movies that weren't meant to have sequels. They are
No,
standalone.
I understand that.
They
but
are standalone movies for a reason.
I loved that movie so much that I would watch the shit out of a sequel.
And what if they fucked it up? Then you'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah, well, then I'd be pissed. But you know,
They
it
did
wouldn't-
that to the Boondock Saints and it pissed me off.
it wouldn't destroy the enjoyment I had from the first movie. It would be like, okay, well, the second one sucked. I would totally support
Of course,
doing
you still enjoy the original movie. That's not my
Yeah.
argument. My
yeah,
argument
but
is,
a lot of people use that argument, like, "Oh, you destroyed my childhood." You know, I can't even watch
Nah,
the
that's
first one
bullshit.
now. Like,
That's
fuck
bullshit.
off.
Even with Ghostbusters 2016, it didn't make me
No,
like, hate
it
the
didn't
original.
destroy the originals.
Well, hell
Jesus.
no. It just they did a shit job, so I made fun of it.
The whole part about him waking up and in the hotel room and he's not sure what day it is and what he's done and like that.
Mhm.
Exactly. You could keep doing, the exact same thing, except now he's waking up from that gunshot. That's what wakes him up out of his dream. And then he just
Right.
continues on being
I'm
nuts.
sure you could find a really nice way to confuse the viewer out of that. You know, like, oh, so it didn't happen, or did it? Or, you know, you could still do some weird shit and have
I think it would be great. I think
and
it'd
have a
actually be
nice
absolutely
twist
brilliant.
ending that, you know.
Hey guys, can we get like a really good sequel to Star Wars?
No,
Dream on, buddy. Dream on.
that's not possible now.
That is just not
I
possible.
thought I'd bring that one up.
I would love that. I mean, sure, I'd put that on the list, but you
I've
know,
been
we
waiting
have to
for
be
that.
fucking
I-
reasonable
I-
here. We have to be reasonable. You know,
Dude,
sometimes
seriously, like every Star Wars thing that's happened after Return of the Jedi has sucked.
yeah.
all-
I mean,
All of it
no,
has. It really
I
has.
mean, I did not think it would be possible for me to start like going, oh my god, the prequels are like kind of good.
I didn't like the young Anakin character. However,
No,
the rest of the movie was fine. It was decent. It held its own as far as a prequel. They
All right,
talked
how do
about the
you,
story up to that point.
yeah.
Somebody off a stream.
Sorry?
I said, how do you boot somebody off a stream? Like, how do you do that?
Oh, Jesus.
What's going on?
Because he's talking about kicking me off because of the prequel. Because I said prequels were fine.
Oh God, I hate you.
What's going on with what's
They were
going on?
garbage. They were all fucking garbage. I don't care what
He
anybody
hates
says.
the
They were all
It doesn't matter if they were garbage because, you know, if you've been eating fucking moldy shit, literal excrements and then you get some garbage, then garbage is pretty good.
Yeah,
You
I get what you're saying on Dune. I totally had the same reaction when I watched The Last Jedi on the airplane to VidCon.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the movie, I was like, man, I really need to redeem myself and watch Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, but okay.
I enjoyed the fuck out of Revenge of the Sith. It had lots of it had some corny fucking bad acting and all that, but you know, it was like nothing compared to the Last Jedi fucking thing.
Oh, she just lost the will to live. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, well,
go fuck yourself.
That was 2 seconds. I could live with that. I can't live with a 2-hour movie that takes a huge dump on me.
They're all like that. I'm sorry. You're not going to change my mind on this. You're not. People are either going to be with me or against me on this, but all 3 of them fucking movies, just like the new ones that have come out, are all garbage. Everything is garbage.
Well, there are different levels of garbage.
I really wish they would have gotten into garbage more.
Sorry?
I wish they would have gotten into the Clone Wars more.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there are different
of course, the
routes you could have went. But
cartoon series did that, didn't it?
Yeah, the cartoon series was incredible.
I didn't watch
Absolutely incredible. Are you kidding?
Looked like garbage.
You can't be a fan.
I don't trust Star Wars now. I just don't.
Dude, it's totally not Disney. Go watch the Clone Wars, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't think it would be possible to actually.
You're going to be invested. You're going to get invested in the Clone Wars, dude. Just watch the first 4 episodes, and you're gonna be like, okay, I get it. I'm into it. Let's do this.
Is there sex in it?
No, it was on Cartoon Network.
Is there porn in there?
I want proper Star Wars porn.
Let's do a Saving Private Ryan 2.
Saving Ryan's Privates 2. Okay.
Yep. Saving Private Ryan. He gets home from the war and gets stuck working at a fucking Walmart and needs rescuing.
No. Saving Ryan's Privates. That's a different story.
That is a way different story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaving Ryan's Privates.
All right. Before I leave anyway, I mean, you could totally keep streaming, but I am out of smokes and it's 1 a.m, so I'm kind of beat. But before we go, since Rhino asked those very good questions, how about this? We'll end with this. What would you like to see be made into a movie that hasn't been made into a movie before? Like a book, comic book, like what has not been made into a movie at all that you would like to be seen into a movie?
Ooh. Okay, so and I might be the I know I'm gonna hit some weeb buttons here, but dude, One Punch Man would be, or even One Piece, dude. Let's do One Piece as a live action, or One Punch Man as a live action.
I thought One Punch Man was a live action.
I don't know if you could do it.
I don't know that. So,
is that guy that can win everything, and that's his
one punch? Yeah. By doing what, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 pull-ups a day or some shit.
Yeah, you're talking about like an anime, though, right?
It's an anime. Like he can't be beat. He can just kill anyone with one punch, right?
Correct.
Right.
We don't need a Rick and Morty.
That's just not a good story.
I would rather have a Ren and Stimpy movie than a Rick and Morty movie.
Okay, but is that your choice for the ultimate movie to be made?
Dude, I don't know, man. Hang on, I have to think about this.
Yeah, think about it. Come on, it's a serious thing here. We're very serious.
Very serious unprofessionals.
Yep.
Get those super chats.
Was Space Jam 2 on the list of that? No,
okay, I'll do the super chats. Faith Ale says we need a Rick and Morty movie. Okay. I'm not really into that, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to see that for sure. Charles Fowler, willing Magogite. Are there unwilling Magogonites? Says Clone Wars rocked.
I might
There
check
you
it
go.
out someday.
Now you know, Magog.
Yeah, I might check it out someday. Maybe it's the Star Wars I need because all the movies suck.
I don't know, man. I just think that the episode 1 sucked. That's all I'm willing to sign off on. I think the episode 3 was fine with me.
Yeah, we're not going to get into it.
Yeah, you're such a pussy.
Nope, I'm not going to do it. You already know my stance, so you're not going to change my mind. There's no point in arguing about it.
Pussy.
You know I'm out of smoke, so I ain't got enough smoke
Pussy.
for that argument. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, if you're a real man, you'd already be on your way to getting the smokes just to come back and fucking argue it.
I am a real man because I didn't like them, and that makes me a real man.
You have a strange view on being
liking
man.
the prequels and the new Disney Star Wars. It makes you less than a woman, actually. Liking any of them makes you less than human, in my opinion. You're an amoeba.
Oh, okay. So we're going with that.
Yeah, you're a paramecium.
They love those in Star Trek, I hear. What's the name of that? What's the name of that thing?
What thing?
The little bear thing they have in Star Trek Discovery that powers their starship.
I haven't watched a single episode of that garbage. It's garbage. That's my new saying now. Everything that I don't like, I'm just gonna be like, it's garbage.
Like the with the accent, right? What was he?
Okay, so here's my answer, and it's going to be one of 2 Dean Koontz books.
Okay,
interesting.
Either The Door to December.
Interesting. That's a good book.
Or probably One Door Away from Heaven.
Wow.
Okay.
Got a Koontz fan here.
I'm a bit of a Coombs fan too.
Because they've made a couple Odd Thomas movies, or one Odd Thomas movie at least. They made Watchers. They made Phantoms.
It didn't turn out great though.
They made Demon Seed in the 80s.
I loved the Odd Thomas books, but the movie was like, all right, whatever.
Right. The Bad Place would be another one that would be great.
I would love to see The Face. Have you read that one?
Yes.
And what the fuck is the other one? The one with the little kid. Remember the little kid who is blind but he can see? What the fuck was that called?
Oh man, what is that called? Twilight Eyes?
No.
I've got you all beat on my choice, by the way.
Cold Fire was good too.
What the fuck was that called? Anyone in the chat can help me out? Here was a little kid. He couldn't see, but then he sort of it's sort of like bullshit quantum shit, but he could see through different realities. He could use his fucking sins to see anyway, right? What the fuck was that called?
From the corner of his eye?
Oh yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Okay. I had to Google it because I knew what you were talking about.
Amazing book.
I've read that one.
Absolutely fucking amazing book. I have no idea how you could make that into a movie, but I love the shit out of that book.
I came up with a really great idea for this answer. There's a lot of stuff I would love to see made into a movie that hasn't been made into a movie. But the first one that popped into my head when I thought of that question was a cartoon show a long time ago when I was a kid that I absolutely loved, and it was a Disney. It was a Disney cartoon show.
Called Donald Duck.
It was called Gargoyles. And if they could make a live action movie of Gargoyles, I would be very happy to see that. See how the chat reacts to my answer.
I don't know, man. Like a live action Aeon Flux? Oh, never mind. They made it.
Yeah, they already did that.
Aeon Flux? Did they do that?
It was awful.
Yeah, they did that.
Charlie Theron. Yeah. But dude, seriously, the Gargoyles would be fucking awesome as a live action, especially if you could get David Keith to do the voice of Goliath.
How about Mask? I think both of you are too young for Mask.
Oh, I remember Mask.
You remember Mask? So the
cartoon. They're not masks, though.
Are we talking about Jim Carrey or?
I had the toys. No, I had the toys from Matt.
They were basically like budget Transformers that went from like a motorcycle to a helicopter.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
really, and the little guys, they all wore masks. But they weren't masks. I had the toys. They were helmets. They weren't masks. They were helmets.
All right. Well, I have a really boring answer to this question, and
is it Tron?
No. I'm not going to be that boring, but I'm sure this is kind of unknown. But I love Stephen Baxter, so I don't know if you know that. So it's probably going to be boring. I would love to see anything by Stephen Baxter being made into a movie. He writes amazing science fiction. And if you haven't read Stephen Baxter, then you're missing out. That's my choice. And
I might have to check him out.
It's kind of I don't think he's that well known, but he was actually one of the few people who collaborated with Arthur C. Clarke while he was still alive.
Yeah.
So he's that kind of hard science guy.
I might have to check out some of his stuff because I don't read a lot of science fiction. I like science fiction in movies, but I don't read a lot of sci-fi.
Right. I like reading sci-fi probably more than watching it because it always turns out to be Hollywood crap fests when it's in movies. But
yeah, of course. Let's not get started on Battlefield Earth. Okay.
Battlefield Earth.
Let's not get started on that crap movie.
That's not that's not a Hollywood movie. That's a John Travolta movie.
Here's a good idea. Yeah, let's all make a movie based on L. Ron Hubbard's crazy ass fucking writing. How about that?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Travolta was like, yeah, hooray!
I fuck L. Ron cock.
I'll pay for it myself.
It's the only movie he ever did that he took
a Worms Armageddon movie.
Sorry?
A Worms Armageddon movie.
Armageddon movie? Armageddon Part 2 after the asteroid.
Worms Armageddon. Or Earthworm Jim movie. That'd be great.
Earthworm Jim. You know what would be a really great movie, in my opinion? Like based on the video games?
Mm-hmm.
Either start with Legacy of Kain or start with Soul Reaver. One of the two. I don't care which. Just fucking do it. Fucking Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen, Soul Reaver. Those would be great fucking awesome vampire fucking apocalyptic movies, man.
How about a good version of Spawn?
Well, that's already happening.
Now you're talking.
That's already happening. It's coming out like 2020.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Jamie Foxx is going to be out soon.
You can't say that it's a good one, but
I think it's going to be good because Todd has been working on this for a long time.
It's an attempt. Well,
but it
doesn't guarantee that it's going to be
I think it will be good, though, because Todd's put a lot of work into it. He didn't jump the gun like he did back in the 90s with that other movie.
Well,
I think somebody said Bobby, shut up, Bobby. Leisure Suit Larry.
I don't really think that the first
Leisure Suit Larry.
I don't think that the first Spawn movie was that bad, though. I don't think it was that bad.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't what the fans wanted because the HBO animated series was more like what Spawn is in
go back.
Yeah,
go back and watch
it was actually pretty good compared to other superhero movies at that time.
It was. I didn't hate it.
Have you seen what was it? Captain America from that time came out pretty much the same era. Holy fuck.
No, you're that dude. The first Captain America movie came out in like 1981.
No, there was one in the 90s.
Was there?
Like, maybe like 4 or 5 years before Spawn.
The Max would be a great movie.
Hilarious.
Yeah, the Max would be good. I just saw Ariel said that, and that's a good idea. That'd be a great movie.
I'd love to see The Goon if you guys read the comic book The Goon. That would be great. And The Boys. The Boys was an awesome comic book series. I'd love to see that new movie.
I remember The Goon, but I don't remember that one.
They were trying to make like a 3D animated Goon, and they released like test footage. They had Paul Giamatti as the voice of God, what's his little sidekick's name? And it was like that's what they created to try to sell to production companies, but nobody bought it. That pisses me off.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Let Magog get out of here. Undoomed. Good talking to you guys.
Right.
Appreciate it. Thanks, chat, for voting me in. Love you guys.
Right.
And if you get a chance to check out my channel, don't leave it alone. Ignore that shit.
Send your link in the chat.
It's awful.
Well, he doesn't have a wrench, but if you put it in the Hangouts chat, I'll put it in the chat for you.
Right. All right. Nice having you here, man.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me.
Yeah. Technical difficulties. Stand by. We'll
After
be
these
right back.
messages. After these messages. After these messages.
Let's
we'll be
all
right
go to
back.
the lobby.
Let's go. Let's all go to the lobby. Yep, there we go. All right,
Oh,
man.
you see it there?
Yep, I
Yeah,
will.
you got it.
I will post that in the chat for you,
Thanks.
Rhino. Everybody, go check out Rhino's channel. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
I
Nice
try to do
having you.
comedy stuff, but my last couple have been kind of serious, and I might go serious in the future because I really want to talk about like that future stuff you guys were talking about. Because you guys are ridiculous. You guys,
Fuck us.
you guys have no clue what you're talking about.
Ridiculous.
The UBI is so stupid. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe we said that.
No, but there's reasons why.
Yep, pretty
All right,
much.
guys.
Yep.
All right. Take
Talk
care,
to you
man.
Later. And
All right.
Charles Fowler dropped you a sign there. I don't know if you read it. Did you read it?
Nope. Let's see here. There we go. Charles Fowler. Willing Magog. What is with the willing though? Do you have like people you rape?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much everybody who watches my show gets eye raped.
No, not me.
You just don't know it happened because you're blocking it mentally.
I'm
It's
like
such a-
internalized
Yeah.
magogany.
Fuck you, dude. Just end it already so I can go get smokes. Fuck it out.
All right, so Charles Fowler, he wants a Discworld movie.
Yeah, Discworld's be interesting.
I've never read that. Is that what was his name? Fucking Terror. No. What's his name?
He kind of
Something with a T.
It's Terry Pratchett.
Terry Pratchett. There we go.
Yeah, it's the whole fucking the Earth is on the back of a giant turtle.
Yeah. I mean,
thing.
we've all heard it a gazillion
Yeah,
times, but I've
Discworld.
never actually read the books.
But has there been a Discworld movie? I know there's been a Christmas movie based off of Terry Pratchett's stuff. Film adaptions.
I've seen a really interesting documentary actually not that long ago about his Alzheimer's, but that's about
Hogfather. Yeah. Hogfather was the Christmas.
Did
special.
you see that documentary where he goes through his Alzheimer though?
I did not.
That was actually very interesting. I'm not saying that to be funny or anything. It was a good thing explaining how he was suffering and all these problems and all that.
Oh man, I have to check that out.
Yeah, I mean, if
Now,
you want, it was good. It was very, very interesting in a sort of humanitarian way.
Right. I might check that out because I do like Terry Pratchett. I've read a couple of his.
Yeah, and obviously he managed to make even that a little bit funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have Rhino. Rhino is sending us a nice $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Smokes for Magog and ice cream for Undoomed. Very good.
Ice cream, you scream. That list, by the way, was just movies in 2019. That's not counting like Netflix movies and Netflix specials and stuff like that.
No, of course.
There's some exciting stuff coming out on other platforms this year. So
is there anything that you're really excited about, or what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, I don't know if excited is the right word, but I'm definitely interested in seeing how they're going to do Witcher as a series on Netflix. I really am interested in how they're going to do that. I love the Witcher series.
That's going to break the internet either way.
Either way. Witcher is such a huge fandom, and so I don't know if it's going to suck or not. I'm praying it doesn't, but I am interested in that at least. And then I'm also looking forward to Mega City 1 when it gets made, but that might not be made until 2020 now. That from the last thing I read.
I really want to see that one.
Yeah, Netflix original series, Mega City 1, all the Judge Dredd universe, man.
Oh, man. That one is going to be fucking awesome. Or
I hope so.
I
really
hope.
so.
I hope.
Yeah, because Rebellion Studios just built like a brand new $100 million fucking studio just to film these 2000 AD properties they own.
Yeah.
So
they could if they just make all the right moves, they could fucking move themselves into position to becoming a new fucking Marvel.
Yeah, they could because they own a lot of properties from that.
There's a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, there is. So Mega City 1, Castlevania Season 3 is coming. I love Castlevania. It was awesome. Bright 2, I am interested in seeing that. I did kind of like Bright. Will Smith and the orcs and the elves in the modern times, and stuff. That was kind of cool.
I didn't watch that. That got horrible reviews.
Yeah, it got horrible reviews, but I swear to God, man, I sat down and watched it and was like, what are people bitching about?
Okay. Well, I just stayed away from it.
I get it. Like, if you can disconnect politics, because I get it. Some people are like, the orcs in the world are black people. And it's like, whatever. Shut the fuck up. Just enjoy the damn movie.
Is that the criticism?
Yeah. A lot of the criticism comes that there was some SJW symbolism in it or whatever. And some people didn't like the plot. But honestly, I thought it was fun. I mean, it maybe it's because it reminded me very much of like Shadowrun, the tabletop game. And maybe that's why I kind of bought into it and I really liked it. But I'm interested to see what they do with it at least. I'm not like overexcited, but and then on Amazon Prime original, it's not on Netflix, but on Amazon Prime original, there's a new Lord of the Rings series coming out that's based on Tolkien's universe.
Interesting.
So it's not like this. It's not a rehash of the stories we've already seen. It's not Sam and Frodo again or The Hobbit, but it's like all the other shit that he wrote before he died. Tolkien wrote and his son wrote, and they're compiling that into some sort of huge budget. I'm talking Game of Thrones level budget, Tolkien, Lord of the Rings universe show, and I am interested to see what they do with that.
Right. Yeah. I'll definitely watch the first episode of it.
Yeah, I mean, and I have Amazon, so I haven't watched much of their original stuff because most of their original stuff does not interest me. I don't care about the Man in the Castle, whatever it's called, the Man in the High Castle.
You don't like that one? I actually like that one.
No, I saw a trailer and I was like, nope, not doing it.
I like that one. That's kind of a neat idea.
I like the idea of it. But I watched the trailer for the newest season, and since Trump was elected, I don't want to watch it now because it's all about like, we got to overthrow the fascists. And you could just tell it's heavy-handed. Maybe some of the earlier seasons are good because it was before they came out before Trump.
Right.
But after Trump, I just know they wrote in a bunch of fucking shit.
I don't think I've seen the latest season of it, but I can certainly see. I can certainly see why they would throw that in there, but on the other hand, in a series that was designed to have actual Nazis, okay,
yeah, makes sense.
Maybe you can let it slide in that one.
Yeah, it makes sense for the world that was created. Totally makes sense. I just not interested personally. I did watch Jack Ryan, and it was good. I did enjoy that. Hunter in the chat said Jack Ryan. I did watch Jack Ryan. But like The Handmaid's Tale, shows like that, I didn't watch any of it. Have
you watched the new season of Star Trek?
No, I have not.
No, I haven't either. I wonder if that's like better than or even worse. At some point, I guess I'm going to have to force myself, but it doesn't feel good when you have to force yourself.
I don't like the way it looks anyway, and depends on who you ask. Some people are like, it's not as bad as people make it out to be.
Well, I know the first season is as bad as people make it out to be. I saw the fucking thing, and it was like worse than anyone could have ever described.
Yeah, I love it when that first came out and people went, "Whoa, oh, we finally get a black captain." What the fuck are you talking about? Did you never watch Deep Space Nine?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I love Deep Space Nine. Nobody fucks with the Cisco.
This is what happens when SJWs who aren't fans of anything take over a project like that.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know the history. Like they're like, we're gonna have a black captain for the first time.
Motherfucking pimp hand of Cisco. What are you talking about? This is fucking 20 years ago.
Right. Fucking hell, man. So anyway, but yeah, I'm those are for the most part, I think that pretty much sums up what I'm excited for on like the Netflix and Amazons and stuff and Lucifer, the next season of Lucifer. Netflix bought up Lucifer after Fox canceled it. So I am interested in seeing it because the last season ended with a cliffhanger, and I was like, "Oh, fuck you! Axed it after a cliffhanger. Fuck you."
And Rhino saying Cisco wasn't a captain. Yes, he was in season 4.
Yeah, watch your fucking shit.
Yeah, don't
Undoomed may
shit.
not have the knowing of a lot of other things. But do not challenge Undoomed on Star Trek. or Stargate. Don't challenge him on either.
Don't fuck with me on Stargate, man. Don't fuck with me on Stargate.
that dude's memorized it all, you know. It's all up here in his head.
Oh yeah.
It's just the reruns over and over again.
That and obviously House, but I don't even need to mention that.
Right. But anyway, I'm literally down to my last one. I just lit it. So and we've been going for 2 hours. I think that's enough, right?
Yeah. That should satisfy everyone, and everyone should be happy.
Yeah, until next time. I'm sure we can pick up where we left off next time.
Yep. There's certainly going to be some new movies. It's not like they're going to go extinct.
Yeah. There's always stuff to talk about.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we'll round it off.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, people. Thank you very, very, very much for stopping by, and thank you very much for your support and contributions. I do appreciate it. I'm really thankful for your contributions. I hope you'll stop by the next time, and thank you very much.
Thank you to our guests for coming on, Pinoid and Rhino. Yeah, don't forget them.
Okay, I thought you were gonna. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I thought you were gonna tell me to thank you. Jesus.
No, we're the co-hosts. They were the guests. Fucking moron.
Like, don't forget to thank me. I'm Magog. All right, thank me now.
I'm gonna buy. How about this? The next time we do on Unprofessionals, let's schedule like some time to do it, and before then, I'll buy a new gun and then review it live on air.
Is that unprofessional?
Yeah.
How?
Because I'm playing with guns.
I was like, when you first said that, I was like, okay, let's schedule this thing and at this time, and then when we're going to go on, let's not do it.
Not that. I'm just saying before then, just let me know when you'll like have a basic idea when you'll have some time, and I'll try to get a new gun because I really want a new gun.
Okay. It's just such a weird thing because it's like, yeah, let's schedule it, and then let's not do it. That's really unprofessional.
That is too unprofessional even for this show. I would never do that to you guys. I'd never do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
All right. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in and all that. And we'll see you next time. Say goodbye, Mr. Magog.
Goodbye and farewell and adieu.
Farewell and adieu. Bye-bye.